Tom is Iron 2, or in Iron in his accounts,
Not for
and
long.
he's not here for long. He's seeking coaching. He wants to win, and this is where we're at. So we're starting while we wait for the video to upload. We're going to start looking at the op.gg and see what stats and information we can glean from that. Okay, go on.
All right, I was going to ask him a few questions. Number one, do you want to climb? Like, is that your goal in playing League of Legends primarily?
My primary goal in League of Legends is to, this is Fantasyland, is to just have a good game. If we have a good game and we lose, not a big deal. I don't mind losing, so per se. But like if you play a good hard game, you do your best. I mean, not that you don't make mistakes, but if it's a good hard game and it's a good fought, well out, not one sided, then it doesn't really matter to me whether I win or lose. And at that point, as long as you continue to try your best, I think the results will come with that. So it's not like my priority is, oh, I need silver 4 or I'm going to kill myself or something like that.
Some people want to play like hot chick champs. You know what I mean? Like, it's like sort of when you get into the lower tiers, different people have different expectations and different ways that they want to play. It's like, I just want to play hot Asian girls because that's what I'm into. Well, that's cool. You know what I mean?
That's fine.
What have you picked a lane? I'm seeing a lot of jungle games.
Yeah, so I'm flipping through this thing right now, and I'm looking at kind of what you're playing and putting numbers by each one. I don't know if you're looking at what I'm doing here.
Yeah. I see clearly.
But
like I say, mind you, this account this is like my, not really technically my primary account, but sometimes like again, I just want to have a good game, and therefore the number of different champs I play. Obviously, the first thing you'll say is don't play so many champs. I understand that. Like 3 champs per role.
Don't play so many roles.
Yeah, that's the first thing. And the other thing that I would say is that you've got 134 games of ranked on this account. So if it's not your main account, like
it really kind of is. And this one's kind of like I kind of play whatever I want to, whenever I want to account. I don't really care to climb. This is like my, it's like the off tilt account. It's like you just go there to play, sort of thing. So like I said, I just want to preface that these results. Let's just assume these are exact same results as the other ones. But again, like Tristana, I really don't like Tristana. I really don't pick Tristana as my main on that one. But she's got a 75% win rate. Again, that's really not indicative. I really don't pick her. I would pick.
Okay.
Ashe
So the first thing I will say about all of this is that these literally don't matter at all.
Yep.
None of that matters because there aren't enough of these to make this statistically relevant.
Right.
So this, okay, fine. Like 10 games, win rate doesn't matter, and everything.
I usually about 20 to 40.
Yeah, everything below here is less than 10 games.
Right.
So like none of these stats actually matter. What matters to me is that you're all over the board and like what you're playing. Because you're like support, top, ADC, top, ADC, top, jungle, top, jungle, mid, ADC, support, ADC. You see what I'm saying? Like you're all over the place here.
Yeah, sure.
And you have like no real focus. And because of that, like, I mean, you can't sharpen every knife in the drawer at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
So I play on my own account. I usually play top Tryndamere, top Singed, and but I just kind of get bored of that after a while. I feel like I've played like 1,000 games of Singed, and then look at some of my history. It's like, well, shit, I only played 60 games of Singed last year on my account, but I felt like I was playing it constantly, and it's like, the same old Singed, sort of thing. So
yeah, I mean,
for me, obviously I like variety. So I've played a lot more Tryndamere on the other account. So actually, if you want to look at that account, that's fine.
Okay, what is it?
That one is Nice is Lord. Neace.
Oh, we know how to spell Nice, baby.
Yeah, is Lord.
Yeah, I'm familiar with
N3AC3.
Yeah.
So that's primarily, I played a lot more
This is your
Tryndamere on
main
that one
account?
there. Yeah, that was that. Well, that was my main account. How about that?
Okay.
So that's probably more indicative. And Ornn is kind of like, I didn't want they may have picked like a Fiora or something like that. It's like,
Did we spell it
uh,
right?
Yeah, I got
what's
it.
that? Yeah,
Okay.
he's got it.
Yeah, I got it up.
And so that's primarily, that's some of those are kind of like obviously random champs in there, and some are
Right.
situational champs, like a Poppy. There might be like a Darius Top or some shit like that, and Poppy. I feel
Okay.
comfortable with Poppy.
That's fine.
So
So again, top support. Top ADC. Top. Top ADC. Mid. Maybe top. Top. Jungle. Support. ADC. Support. Mid. Top or support? Support, jungle, mid, ADC, jungle. Yeah, like if you're a top main, you should play top. That's it. Yeah, like
well,
if you're trying to get better, and I mean, here's the thing, and I'm not trying to slam you here or anything,
yeah,
but
yeah,
you're an iron at this point. If you're an iron and you want to get out of iron and you want to play with like not paint eating teammates, and that's your goal, then you've got to focus on one thing and ride it and perfect it, right? Because you get better by minimizing variables, right? And playing different champions is a new variable, right? Because even like here, let me show you something. This is my masteries, right? Like right here. Goes all the way down to right here for level 7. Almost all of these are supports. Almost all of them. I mean, I have a couple, like my one trick. This actually was played support. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, almost all of these are supports. And I still only play like 3 or 4 champions seriously whenever I want to climb,
right,
right? And and they're almost all supports. So like I only play that role. As much of a variable as picking a different champion is, playing a different role is like you're reducing the game to less than a coin flip, which is why your win rate is that.
Have
right.
you,
That's
Tom?
true.
Have you ever heard of a modern pentathlon? Do you know what that Olympic event is? You ever heard of
Uh,
this?
no, not really.
5 things: it's running, swimming, equestrian, shooting, and fencing. Right? These 5 things that have nothing to fucking do with each other. And one of the things I tell folks is that can't pick a lane is like you're trying to practice 20 minutes a day in all 5 sports at once, and you're never going to get significantly better at any of them. Whereas if you practiced one thing for like a month, and then the next thing for a month, and the next thing for a month, you're going to be much better because you can learn the functionality of how a lane actually works, or
Right,
jungle. I mean, a jungle's a lane, supports a lane, but it's like if you're playing top one game, mid one game, jungle one game, like the fundamentals are going to be disjointed.
Yeah, there's no time for any of it to set in
right.
before you
Well,
move on to the next thing.
right. Well, typically, to be honest, I'll play like. What usually happens is, and for whatever reason, um, we guys know this, and you've said this in your other videos and things like that. Um, junglers ignore Herald, and most of them ignore dragons.
Mm-hmm.
And so usually, typically, when I play top, even a Singe, when I play Tryndamere and Singe top, I will take one, if not both, the heralds, because after I ping it about 400 times, ping it 3 times, another 2 minutes later, ping it 3 times, another 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
If that jungler hasn't picked it up by the 11, 12 minute mark, I'm taking it. I'm shoving the wave, and then I'm going to go take the herald, because
Okay.
typically the enemy jungler is just as dumb, and they ignore it as well. And so
Well,
I'll
sure, but
pick
I
up the
mean,
herald
tell me,
and
stay
yeah.
on track here. What does that have to do with playing 800 roles?
Well, I get bored with just being up top, and so
Okay.
and then I'll usually switch to jungler, and then ADC just to kind of like throw in some just to keep the game fresh. Obviously, like you say, it's not going to help me.
Right.
But
Well, I'm just saying this.
what'll happen then is I'll be bot, and then I'll ping top or whatever, and then of course my junglers or no one else will get the herald. About not even 10%, maybe 5% of the game they'll get the herald. Literally 5%.
Right.
And so I get frustrated in that, which kind of
So let
sets
me
me.
tell you a little story. When I was an ADC main back in my very starting league days, I wanted to play ADC. That was the role. Mechanically intensive roles have always appealed to me, and I think that's because that's not my strength, but I want it to be. So I
Right.
like to pretend like, oh yeah, I can be a really great ADC, and
I feel the same.
yeah, I didn't. I wasn't. I'm not there. It's not what I'm best at. I'm best at the mental aspects of the game and not at the physical ones, right? Like, I'm not gonna outplay Faker on Zed. That's fine. But I've always kind of had a man. I'd really like to play one of those champions and get really good at them, and I think maybe
Right.
one day I could. Well, I played a lot of ADC, and I got so sick of my support standing behind me doing
Oh,
nothing, that it pissed me off to a degree where I'm like, screw this. I can do this. I can just play this. I'll do that. It and then played support, did exactly what I thought I said I should do, and I never really went back to ADC.
all
Right?
right.
Okay. I get the idea of like when I see somebody else fail at something, it makes me just want to pick it up and just do it. So that way it's done. Right?
I
I
just can't
get
play
that.
all 5 roles at once.
Right. But the problem is like you are starting a sprint in a wheelchair by playing all this stuff. You cannot win under those conditions. I'm surprised your win rate isn't worse. I mean, to be totally honest, like, look, I peaked Diamond 3 2 seasons ago. If I had been playing all roles, I would have peaked Gold 2.
That makes sense.
Like,
Because you have all those free losses.
yeah, so, okay. That the
Now,
difference
how many
between
games?
Diamond
To be
3
fair,
and
how many
Gold
games do you
2?
play? How many games do you play though during it's like a regular season?
I didn't play that many last. I mean, I've been kind of burnt out the last few, but let's
Yeah.
look.
Just to be fair, because I mean that's I mean.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And see, like, I've got 24
I
champions.
played
I've
about
been,
400 or 500 games last season
but like,
on
here's
one account.
this
Wow.
is yeah. I mean, this is my last season.
I had
I hated
388 games with Warwick last season on my main account.
So
Wow.
yeah. I mean,
I feel like I play all the freaking time, but by like the end of the season, like I said, that where I was playing Singed, I was playing Singed all last year and the year before. I felt like I was playing him all the time, and then when look at the end of the year, it's like, oh, you only played 65 games of Singed. It's like, I guess it's one of those things where, like you say, focus on one role, but not necessarily one champion. And I guess I could stick into one role, but just switch a couple champions.
So
So keep
here,
it fresh.
look at me in season 7. Okay, this was the season I peaked. In season 7, I played Thresh. I played over 100 games of Thresh at a 55% win rate. I played Aurelia. I played 67 games at a 51% win rate. I played 64 games of Blitzcrank at a 75% win rate.
That's pretty stupid.
I played
Jesus.
27 games of Vel'Koz at a 74% win rate. I played support Gragas at a 78% win rate. This is the champions that I played, like these 5. Everybody else, I played less than 20 games on, and this is
You
a
don't play
season.
even Aurelia anymore.
No, I don't even play really anymore.
Yeah.
That was my off roll. So like this, everybody else is like 10 games or less, and this was a season where I played 62 champions because I'm an idiot.
Right.
But look, all these are like one-off games. But if you weight everything, the top 5 are like a butt ton of games. Just these 5. And I should have been playing a ton of Blitz. This should be here.
Yeah, that's pretty
based
crazy.
on what my win rate
Blitz
was.
and Vel'Koz are pretty crazy.
Yeah. I mean, here's another blitz season, 61% win rate, 56 with Thresh. You know, if you look at my tops, they're almost always like a ton of games played, and then it's like dramatic drop off right around here.
Yeah. So do you just get bored with playing those roles? Or you say, yeah, let's try Morgana,
No,
or let's go with
look.
David or something like
No,
that.
it's usually meta shifts throughout the year.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, I have mastery 7 on all
Yeah,
of these
everybody.
champions.
Yeah.
So it's not like I have not invested the
Right.
games
You
to
played
play
about
these
like
at a
50,
level.
30 or 40 games with them,
Yeah,
sure.
it's really about just scraping rust off of each one for me. But
Yeah.
even then, I will not do that. If I'm playing ranked climb, I will play like 5.
Yeah, your top 5 guys. Yeah, sure.
That's it. In the same role. I will not switch roles.
And he's not. I don't think Blake is even switching between those. Like he plays 5 over the course of a season because of meta shifts.
Right.
Like he's
Right.
probably only playing about 2 for any 2 or 3 month chunk of the season.
Like
Yeah.
here's a good
I watched him. He was
example.
playing Brand a lot. He was. I mean,
This
he wasn't
season.
playing Thresh at all. It seemed like, and
Yeah.
he was playing Brand.
Yeah, look at this. This is this season right here. I'm playing Brand,
Wow.
61% win rate. I've played 59 games of Brand.
All right.
Okay, my next highest played, Leona, 12. Nautilus, 11. Blitz, 9. Thresh, 6. You know, like, this is the way you climb.
Oh, I had another query.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. Like I said in the text that I had sent you, I have an issue with the team fights, and this is obviously sort of like my macro game in terms of, obviously I got to prove my micro and CS and the whole 9 yards and some of my champions down. But another issue that I know I have and I don't know how to overcome it is I want to classify it as the tempo of the game. If my team continues to chase kills, should I join them in the chasing, even though it's not good, or should I continue to create pressure on the map? And essentially, what happens is they'll chase. They might get a kill, and then 2 or 3 of them will die. But I'll have like a tower. I'll take a tower. Should I just go with just continually change with what my team is doing? Like, I just
Okay,
played one
so
earlier.
that's a fact determinant thing that I would have
Yeah.
to really look at in the moment. But I will
Yeah,
tell
because
you is like the general rule of thumb. Whatever a bad call followed is better than a good call not.
so it's better to, let's say, if they go well, which they do all the time, won't
Well,
regurgitate.
I'll
If
just
they
let
go
me.
4v5, if I go in there, let's say they kill 3
Okay,
out of 5,
so let's
and if
do
I were
this.
there,
I can spell it out in 2 seconds for you.
all right,
Let's say they go in on a 4v5 and they get they get 1 kill and lose 4, right?
okay,
If you
right,
had been there and fought that fight with them, you
maybe
may
3,
have gone 3 for 3 or
even 3 for 5, even
3
3
for
for 5,
5, right?
even at Iron, because the 2 guys left aren't gonna know what the hell to do. They're just gonna go
Right.
like
And so like
farm raptors.
the difference is they would have 4 players still left on the board. They can do something with that. If they have
So
2
should I
left on the
take
board, probably not.
So, like, in the instance where I'm taking Singed or Tryndamere, which are typically split pushers, Singed, I usually take the river running so I can get to the like middle of the A ramming game faster and then get back to my lane. I'll show up typically, blow a flash, throw a guy backwards, usually give assist and go back to my lane or just do damage.
I mean,
So
Tom, I'll tell you this. Like, I am happy to talk to you about game theory.
okay,
I think your elo doesn't justify talking about game theory.
that's
And
my problem. I think that's
and
my biggest problem. Is I
l-
just I want to
like,
know
and I
how
don't mean
brainless I
that.
need to
I don't
play
mean
to,
that
to
to.
get my wins. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I'm just saying I don't
It's
mean
like
that
I'm
to be like a.
overthinking checkers.
I
Is what the
don't mean
problem
yeah,
is.
I don't mean that to be like a dickheaded
That's
thing,
probably
but
the
yeah.
best thing I've heard said all is like you're
Yeah,
overthinking checkers.
I'm overthinking checkers, and I don't know how to get
Turn
down
it
to the
off.
checkers level and just fucking bash my head against the
It's
Okay.
like
wall. I
the
mean,
opposite of that Denzel Washington thing where he's like, "This ain't checkers, it's chess."
Right, right. And so
That's not checkers.
you know,
This ain't
and
checkers. Yeah, this is
and if
though.
I guess if my mindset kind of changes to that I need to change the way other than increasing skill level, of course, I need to change the way I play the game. Because like I said before, when I watch my colleagues and friends play, they're 100 kill games.
Mhm.
When I look at all my games and I ask my son this, I said, why are those 100 kill games and my games are 60 to maybe 70 kill games? He says, well, you're probably not team fighting. You're not dying 12 to 13 times a game. But then again,
There's
you're not
100
getting
kills
10
in
or
the game.
13 times.
Nobody's playing it correctly.
So yeah, exactly. It's like there's like 45, 50 minutes games. Like it shouldn't last more than 35 minutes. But so I'm just, and I think, and I was looking at, and obviously you're going to tell me this, I'm doing this wrong, but some of Professor.gg, I don't look at all the stats of Professor.gg because most of them are kind of misleading, but some of them are good. Tendencies are kind of good. But what I've experienced and what I think I came to a realization yesterday, like my bot lane had a number of good games, like 20 games played on the champions, right? They had a
Okay.
decent KDA for like Iron 2, respectable, like 5, 5, and 6 or something like that. That's for Iron 3, it's respectable, and but this game they did eat shit. And I'm thinking to myself, God, why are they eating shit in all of my games? And I'm thinking the answer to that is that maybe in those other games, I think I was playing jungler in those games or whatever, is that as a jungler, I have a tendency not to live bot lane. And so those players might need to rely on the jungler to get those kills.
You're overthinking it again.
Yep.
Oh, really? Okay. Now
Yeah.
slap me in the face and tell me, and wake me up in the morning. Tell me, that's what I thought that was. I said, well, that's got to be the issue. What's going on here? So
No.
tell
I
me.
mean, here's the thing. They may have a bad game, whatever. You can't focus on them. They're non-factors.
Yep. They're bots.
They're bots. And I
They're
mean,
bots.
that's the reality. Is you may get
Shit, I wish
crappy
they were bots.
bots.
They'd recall more often.
Well, sure. You may get crappy bots. You may get intermediate bots, but they're bots. I mean, that's the reality of it. Is you got to think of it that way, because
All right.
in the game of improvement, you don't try to improve people around you. You try to guide them, but not improve them.
Yeah. You have to elevate them, but not like you're done with them in 30 minutes.
God, I
On
wish
to
it
the
was that
next
quick.
game, the next group of strangers. Like you don't give a fuck if they climb, right?
Yeah.
You
And I
want
mean,
them to play
you can
above
look at
their
them and be
station.
like, oh man, in the last game they did really well, but they didn't in this game. They may have just got a better opponent. Their last
Yeah.
opponent may have been dog shit. Who
What
knows?
Yeah.
you've got to
It's
do
like
at this level
it's like that
is
snapshot of a lifetime. It may be a good event, maybe a good time, maybe a terrible time.
what
Right.
you've got to do at this level is figure out how to get you to play above your station.
Yeah. Because I
Right?
mean, that's the thing. And you watched the episode yesterday, right? Where I talked
Yeah.
about all that. Okay.
Yeah,
You
and a lot of
remember
it
whenever?
made sense. A lot of it made sense. Like, I'm fucking that up. I'm fucking that up.
Because I mean, remember whenever I said, if you are a
God damn.
51% player, it's going to take you 1,000 games to get a 10 games up from where you
Right.
are.
Yep.
Like that's insane. That's dumb, right?
Yeah, that's a,
The good news, the good news is I can make you a better player than that quickly, right? And the way that we're gonna do this is when your video actually starts, and I'm
It'll be next
able to,
season.
and yeah, next season when this video finishes uploading, we will run through and I will point out things that you need to do that will help you play better, and just things to focus on for
Yeah,
you.
tell me what I need to ignore. I mean, completely just fucking
Oh,
ignore.
everything.
Your team.
Your entire team. Everything
That's
that is
why
going
I
on.
split push. That's why. And to be honest with you, I think in season 8 or 9 when I was doing Singed all the time, that's all I did was split push, and I simply just won the game because
Okay, so you're taking
these
me too
guys all they do
literal.
is ARAM and they ignore the side lanes. All I have to do
Okay,
is shove
Yeah.
it in there and it will help.
you're taking me too literal. I don't mean ignore your team as in they don't exist and therefore you just split push down, whatever. I
Right.
mean ignore whatever your team's contribution is to the game. Right? Like
Their
their
pre-game stats.
their
Their
pregame stats.
professor tags. Like what he says, what I think he's meaning is like you need to ignore your team as a variable. Like
Right.
what I'm hearing you say is like there's all these variables that are contributing more to your gameplay or your elo than your actual gameplay. And that is a trap that a lot of people, I fell into it in early parts. It is a psychologically rewarding place to be, to just say, my team sucks. I'm trapped here in iron because everybody else sucks. And if everybody played better, I'd win games. And I'm not saying that you do that, but like I'm
Well,
catching
I do.
tendencies.
I do. I admit, I do. Like I say,
That's the biggest thing that you probably need to fix, because the only what does every one of your games have balls to bones in common? Every single one of them has this one thing in common.
a grumpy old dumb fuck man.
You're in it.
Yeah, that's
You're
correct.
Like,
nailed it.
You are the lowest common denominator of all of your games. So are you going to play great and lose? Sure.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is,
yeah, sure.
You need to embrace the fact that like none of like you don't play solo queue to get your team better. You play solo queue to get you better.
Right.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying is ignore them as a variable, ignore what it is they're going to bring, blah, blah, blah. Fight as if they're bots, right? And bots will follow your pings, right? So that's the big catch is you're like, yeah, I ping them to come to what I'm doing at, the Rift or whatever. And so I just take it. Okay, that's fine. You can do that. Do you have your vision set up for it? Did you buy a pink ward to make sure you weren't?
I spam ping their stuff. I spam ping vision when they're going to go for dragon. I spam ping vision behind the pit and the whole 9 yards. Same with Baron. I spam ping the shit out.
Good. Then that may not be a problem for you. You can move on to one of the other like 100,000 things that can.
Yeah, exactly right.
Right.
Yeah,
so, but I mean, yeah, it's conveying intentions, and keep in mind if you ping and you're way behind in the game, you're going to get ignored. In fact, your pings are actually going to
You're in iron. Your pings are going to be ignored no matter what.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Really.
Exactly. Now, if you want Papa Smurf, I do have that clipped on Twitch. If you want to go to the Twitch highlights.
Okay, that's fine. We can do.
We want to just to bone this over because it's not even.
What's your Twitch channel?
It should be TheOldeMan with an E on Twitch.
On it.
And it should be in the clips or highlight section. And
he said with an E, maybe. Oh no, you got it. Yeah.
All right.
It should be. Look at the. Let's see. God damn it. Wow, there's a bunch of them there.
You got a lot of clips.
Every top laner.
But they're all from like 3 years ago.
Tell me about this vote release game.
Look at videos. No, go to videos.
Oh, videos. Okay.
And it might. The highlights. I think it's the highlight.
Highlight.
It's the highlight one. Yeah, that's it. I think that's it. The 1 hour. It's a 1 hour clip.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's this one. Okay.
Yeah, it should be that one. I think. Pretty sure.
Okay. We good on this?
Your desktop looks like the video game Area 51.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a green shirt on.
Are you wearing a green shirt on green?
Yeah.
All right.
It says legalized cilantro. So.
Yeah. First tip: you play well for a floating head.
Yeah.
I have no hands.
I used my hammer and it was number 9.
So okay, buddy. You need to be quiet.
Yeah, this is the game.
Okay. Okay. So I'm just gonna skip all of the champ select stuff that I would normally go over.
Yeah, no worries.
Because there's no point to that right now.
This is
gameplay. All right, here we go. Volume's on.
Oh yeah, the bullshit map overlay thing. I downloaded that.
Bullshit my ass. That thing's incredible.
That thing's awesome. Looks
Dude,
like tacos.
That makes me want to help you more than anything. So
yeah, so far you're a hero. Okay. Why am I not seeing the map?
Here? Oh fuck you though. Because that's an overlay. I was playing. No, if you want one without an overlay, we can. I was looking at that. It's like, God damn it, he's gonna want an overlay.
You're fine.
He's not gonna want that stupid ass overlay.
Okay, so first off, good thing that you don't have the camera locked. That's good. I'm proud of you.
No. What I do play.
Did you just lock the camera right after I said that?
No. What I do play is I play a semi-locked, and you'll see it, and then you'll
hold your space bar. Hold your space bar down.
No. It's like I can move the screen like down below like that, and then I lock it.
That's weird.
What?
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and so it gives
I
me a
didn't know.
wide
Okay,
view.
that's terrible. Okay, because look, you can literally be destroyed from. Wait, I need not black. From that far away.
Right, but I'm looking at the mini map. I do look at the mini map a
I
lot.
don't care. Like you can't do anything this far away. So what do? If you see somebody on the mini map and they are right here, just out of your vision? You can't auto them to slow them. I guess you could fire this like blindly this way.
Right.
Yeah, but that's it. Like this is not good. The way you've got your camera controlled. Because like it's fine. Okay. So it's
This is better than most lock screens, but it's
Yeah.
still not as good.
right.
Yeah, I understand the limitations of it 100%.
Yeah. So I mean, this is something that you need. This is a habit that needs to be broken. Because this will hold you back. Like, here's the thing: what you've got going on right now, it's great from the sense that normal lock screen sets your view and it looks like this, and everything back here is wasted information.
Correct.
Right? And that's fine. The problem is where you've got the camera sitting right now, you kind of want to be like your champion in this.
Yeah, over there. I do adjust it on occasion.
Right.
You'll see that it does adjust during the
Okay.
game, and it will probably bother
But
the
I mean,
hell out
like
of you.
right now, if you get ganked, you just can't see any of this. And I
Yeah.
don't. Here's the thing: I'm not awesome at looking at the mini map. I do not. I could do better, right? And I have a hard time believing that anybody in bronze, or iron, is CSing and then checking the mini map every like 2 seconds. It's just not
Well, no,
happening.
every 10 minutes they don't do that.
Yeah, you could tell me, oh yeah, I look at the mini map all the time. I don't give no, not you don't enough to justify being this close to the edge of the screen and this be a gank path. Right?
That about this is like, and I'll give you an example of something that I picked up last season. Blake was talking shit to this guy Wormlax because he always used to click his ability level ups, right? He used to have to take his mouse all the way and do that. And I used to do that. And then I figured out a way to bind them. I got a new mouse and I bound my level up keys to mouse buttons on my mouse. And then I decided, fuck this. I need to take the time and sacrifice my comfort level to learn how to control button these things because I need those mouse buttons for other stuff.
Absolutely.
And
yeah, I do the same.
That has that tendency, fixing that tendency has won me. I can recollect directly games where I know I leveled up to level 6 in the middle of a fight, control R so that I could have my ultimate and then immediately ult.
And immediately pop it. Yeah. I've had a couple instances like that where it can make a very big difference. And you only need one of those.
You know what the joke of that is? I've seen LCS players not level up skills in the middle of a fight. I've seen it. I've seen replays where they don't do it. And it's not because they don't want to. It's because they just aren't fast enough to do it and they haven't ingrained that habit. And that is an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
so camera control is one of these things when you say, I'm just gonna I don't want to be uncomfortable. This is a discomfort that you need to endure to get better.
Right.
Like playing with a free camera, learn how to use your thumb on your space button to recenter it when you need it. Like
well that's another thing I have. I usually use a what the hell, Razor Tartarus. So I have like 16 keys plus my thumb.
So are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Then what's your left thumb doing?
My left thumb, I have I do have the I do have one of the on the Razor, the space bar as my thumb option.
Well then yeah,
so,
I mean that's
the Razor Tartarus is
same
basically
thing,
just like an optimized gamer keyboard. It's got like 64 keys. It's
your left thumb
keyboard.
sits on your space bar mostly, right?
Yeah, mostly. Yeah.
Then you can always reset your camera just by hitting your space bar.
Yep. Yeah.
And if you want to hold it down, you know, I mean, like if you want, I do that all the time in fights. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I need to be able to look at every single lane while I'm jungling. So I actually used my F1 keys and my F2 keys in between camps.
Right.
So that I can see lane states and stuff like that. But that's more advanced. But like, yeah, don't unlock your screen. That's a very simple, quick fix that you can easily get out of.
Okay, so we're gonna keep going. I think we've talked enough about that. Okay. So right here, I'm gonna back up because there's something that's important. Okay. So I can't because of the mini map. I can't see what your jungler is doing. Right?
Yeah, he's probably.
He's probably here.
Yeah, I have no. If he's there, I would be there with him. So I think he's probably started his red. I always give him a leash.
Okay, I was gonna say you
He's
need to
already
be
took damage.
leashing. Yeah, you need to be leashing your jungler. He's whatever. Okay. Showing up to lane early like this because you're about to hit this whole minion wave, right?
Right.
Showing up to lane early like this does you no good unless you can push and kill these minions with your support so fast that your wave goes all the way
Straight
to
into
here.
before the second wave hits. Right.
I don't know of any champion that can do that.
Not many. Not
I
many at
mean,
all.
if you had like a brand to blow up the back row
Right.
and help you auto down these, like starting right now, you might be able to get them to here before that goes, right?
Right.
As it stands right now, doing damage to the entire wave will actually just push the second wave to hit
They're right
about
there.
right here.
Every single time.
Which means that you do not have the ability to do anything.
Right.
And you are on your back foot in terms of gank ability. You're on the back foot in terms of playmaking because you're right on the edge of tower. It's just it doesn't work. So instead, normally you'd be coming in right as these three are dying after your leash.
And then Wing them all and just killing them all.
Right. So, okay. The number one thing you always need to be thinking about in bot lane is when you're going to hit level 2. And that is this whole first wave, right? And then these 3 of the second wave. These 3, not these 3.
Yeah, those are garbage.
3. Yeah. These are worth more EXP. Okay? So, once you know you're going to hit that, it gives you an opportunity to do an all-in. And if the minion wave is back here, you have a meaningful opportunity because you have this much distance to play with.
And your Ashe, you slow them.
Yeah, and your Ashe, you slow them. And if the wave's not right here, you're in much better shape. Okay. Okay. Also, if you're going to do that, you pulled the wave and took aggro and took unnecessary damage. Right? So if you're going to do that, do this to the wave and then just walk straight back. And they'll de-aggro you about right here.
And then re-engage the wave.
And then re-engage the wave. Because right now you were tanking.
I may come the lane with a little damage, but yeah, I hear you.
Okay. By the way, another thing. You have vision. Instead of engaging this wave and hard pushing it like you did,
pop a W.
The better thing to do is to stand here. When you see them come, W like this, it slows them. Your minions will have damaged each other so much because they'll all still be alive, right? That you may keep them out of EXP range for these 3 minions, depending on when they arrive, by slowing them. That slow can create you, just the simple act of slowing them right there, can create you an opportunity to get a double kill from player right.
That means they'll need all of next wave plus maybe another minion to go to level 2.
Plus 2 of the casters to get to level 2. If they don't get the first 3, they need the entire second wave.
Wow.
And then some. So, yeah, I mean, you can create a huge advantage by doing that.
You know, he just threw it right there, dude. Really?
And most of the pings you'll see will be mine.
That's fine. Okay. So, like, the second this minion dies, right?
Right.
Where should you be?
I should be up in Vayne's, or up in is that Vayne down there?
Yeah, it's a Vayne and a Maokai.
I should be prepping. Hopefully, Not will have his hook up by then, and hopefully move on either one or the other, depending on how they move back or forth.
Right. So as this thing dies, Nautilus should be here moving in, or like here moving in, or anywhere where he's got a clean shot.
Clean hook. Yep.
Right?
And I should be prepping for
He
that.
should be
I sh-
moving. You right now should be pinging the shit out of Vane and then forward. Wait, that's other way. We're going in. We're going in. Yeah, like this. Ding, 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 ting, ting, ting.
Right.
Whatever, because this minion's about to die, and you're about to get, or not this minion, but this minion.
Yeah, that guy
is about to die, and you're gonna get level 2. Right?
Right.
That lets him know. And then here's the thing: you're not.
It should let him know. It should let him know.
It
But
probably won't. But regardless,
yeah.
if it doesn't, fine. You back off and you lose nothing.
Yeah.
Right? You just
that's
you just have a missed opportunity, but whatever. There's
right. And that's
I
another
get-
thing I have with
I'm getting those in plat right now, and if you get upset
Oh
about
my
that,
God.
then don't worry about it, because that's a consistent. You're just not playing
how does
in voice
that
chat.
exist in plat? I don't see, that's one thing
Plat
I don't
is
understand.
no land of milk and honey, my friend.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Plat's,
I don't
Plat's a
understand
fucking
that. It just-
wasteland too. It's the worst.
You know, and
So-
I always ping usually like when we're obviously it wasn't here, but when we're I'm not sure what the hell happened here. But when we're god damn it, leashing, right? I leash 4 to 5 auto attacks and I'm gone. You know, obviously if I'm Jin 4
Okay.
and I'm gone, I'm not gonna wait to reload and give him one
You're
more.
leashing to about 500 health. That needs
Right,
to be
halfway.
it. Yeah. No,
It's about halfway. I
not
wait
half. 500. That's
To the
magic
dash?
number. Just 500 health on the
Right.
blue buff.
But anyway,
or
and
whatever.
then I leave, and what happens is my support stays there until the thing's almost dead. It's like, dude,
No, then
you're
your
gonna lose at
support's-
least 3
yeah,
anyway.
your support's screwing up. So what do? You get to lane, you wait as long as you possibly can before you fire. You don't lose CS, but you wait as long as you possibly can before you
So hopefully
fire.
they can draw some of it. Yeah, I try that,
Correct.
but they're way gone by then. But yeah, I hear
Well,
you.
you know, okay,
that's
so
that's common. But
so
okay,
they
we're good. We're
missed.
good.
So you
Yeah, we're good.
adjust your gameplay. You adjust your
Or
game plan for that.
In the first minute and a half, you tell your support in chat, "Hey, leash the blue buff to 500, and then let's roll to lane."
Yep.
Like that's you've got a minute and a half to talk to your support. You can say leash the blue buff to that, and hey, as soon as we hit level 2, I'm going to be looking to be aggressive.
All right.
Yeah. Okay,
Alright.
so whenever I say hit level 2, I don't mean stand here, CS, 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 CS until it dies, and then go all in. Right?
Scoot up.
What I mean is, this is about to die, so I'm going to shoot it, step this far, shoot it, step this far, shoot it, step this far. It dies. I'm right here.
But to be honest, well, yeah, I understand that. Watch the thought. But with Ashe's level 2, you're gonna pull Q, and then you need 4 more auto attacks.
I
But yeah, I hear what
understand
you're
that.
saying. Yeah,
It's
I hear what
more
you're saying.
about his level.
But he'll
Yeah,
get
it's
level
not-
2, and
not
he'll
you.
get like shield or explosion or whatever the hell he's
Now
gonna pick.
he'll get Q and he'll get E.
Yeah,
So
okay.
he'll Q, hit it, hopefully.
He does like 100.
Dot. And then auto attack roots in place, and you're standing right here, and you will get 4 auto attacks off during
And
that
she's
time.
gonna eat shit.
And
Yeah,
a W.
she's gonna eat shit. So
Yeah,
I mean,
once those Qs pop off, she will
but
eat shit.
if you're back here, you're getting nothing.
Yeah,
You're not even capable of following up on the engagement opportunity, and then the opportunity is lost because once they get these 3 minions, they're level 2, and
Right.
your meaningful advantage is gone.
Hey, can I ask you
Okay.
a question? Do you want to be an ADC, or are you trying to be a jungler?
I'm just trying to have fun with the game, honestly.
Well,
ADC
how do you do
is,
that?
I don't know, just try to have fun, try to improve in all my roles, and
No.
obviously playing too many roles doesn't do that.
You try
But,
to improve in one role. All the roles is not a way to do anything except fail. And I get the
Okay.
impression from you that
Very
your
nice.
enjoyment of the game is tied to the outcome.
Somewhat, yes. I play
Okay.
to win. I play to win.
Okay, if you play to win, you're not by playing everything,
All right.
right?
What I'm saying is check on that. Like, do you like of all the roles that we looked on your OP.GG? I mean, I know that we're watching this just because we're waiting on that video. But what I'm saying is let's check on that video because if you're not going to be an ADC, then we're giving you a lot. I mean, I don't mind doing this to kill time, but I don't think it's the most productive use of your time or your
Sure.
capacities.
Okay, I don't have another video uploaded to YouTube, but I
No,
can
I mean,
find
Blake, check and see
Trinimir.
if the YouTube video is uploaded yet.
That'll be the
This is
same
the
one.
YouTube
It'll be the
video.
same one. I clipped this and I downloaded it and uploaded it.
Okay, so okay, never mind. So
If
this
you
is the
want a
exact same
Trinimir game, I
game.
can get you the same thing with the clip on the Trinimir
Alright.
game.
No, you're
Nope,
fine.
you're fine. Here. What you have here is what I like to call bronze bot lane. It's in iron, but same difference, right? This is the line of scrimmage. This is you. This is them. You are at maximum possible safety, and no one is exerting any pressure on anyone else. Do you see what I say whenever you see what I mean when I say that?
Yeah, they can't even get to me.
Yeah, they can't get to you, you can't get to them. All you're doing is shooting minions, right?
Right.
Give me 3 reasons why this is problematic right now.
Why I'm so far back? A, it doesn't put any pressure on them. They'll
Okay.
regenerate all the health that whatever stupid poke that I do give to them.
Okay.
And well, I don't even know where my support is, but
It's right over here.
if I'm up in the middle of my minions and they do trade with me, whether I trade
Nope,
with them or
they can't
not.
trade with you. This is wrong. So they can't trade with you at all because they're too far back. What I am saying is, why is this situation for you right now problematic?
My minion wave is pushing.
Okay. I mean, you could use a minion wave push because you need to actually move this line all the way to over here so it hits
shove it the whole way.
tower and then comes back out to here. Right? So that wouldn't even really be that much of a problem.
Okay.
Okay. I'll just finish it for you. Number 3, right? And this is the big one, so I'm gonna put a big ass star on that, right? The reason for number 3 that it's a problem is because you are Ashe and she is Vayne. She's a hyperscaler. You are a
flatliner.
Yeah, I mean, this is you.
Yeah,
Your
exactly.
utility, you can matter. You can do a lot of damage. She guaranteed will if she is
Right.
allowed to farm and you're allowed to farm.
I'm a limp dick ADC.
Right. Like her power curve is like this, and your
Right.
power curve is like this.
Right.
Right? Doing nothing from here to here
Means I'm getting
means
nothing out
you're
of the lane.
losing.
Right.
Right? So the fact that, and you have a Nautilus who's super strong early.
Absolutely.
So Nautilus's effective curve goes like this.
Yeah, his pretty.
So like if I had yours, right, to his, then you're something like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is where you are right now. This is when you are strong. You are missing that by playing so far back that nothing can happen. And
So
then
I
it
gotta
just
over
becomes
aggress on her while she's low.
not over aggress, just aggress.
Well, for my
right?
standards, I have to over aggress.
Yeah. Because, I mean, here's the deal. Like I said, this is the line of scrimmage. This is where your minion line has collided. There's your melee minions, there's theirs, right? So this is the line. If you stand right here, you will find, and your support needs to stand here too, right? In this area on this line. Okay, let me back up even further. Bot lane, this is the line of bot lane. Anytime that you and your support are anywhere, you need to be on the same perpendicular line.
Say perpendicular, absolutely. Yep.
All right?
Not like
So-
him 20 feet behind me or me 20 feet behind him.
Correct. If you're on the same perpendicular line right now, then that line should be up here.
Right.
Because if you were up here, then they would have to. They're in shot range every time they see us. So if they see us, you harass them immediately. Bam, bam.
Right.
And so every CS, they're going to take this much damage. You're going to take this much damage from minions, and then you're going to back up, disengage the minions, and then resume your position. or you're going to
Right.
shift into the bush, disengage, re-engage, right? And you're going to do that over and over again. If you do that, you'll find that their line, which is here, right, will just back up. They'll just
Right.
concede this whole area to you.
Yeah.
They won't
I've
get
been trying to do that a
EXP
couple of
off.
games, and that's exactly what happens. They just run. Even if they're stronger than me, they have a tendency just to run away.
Right. It's because you are hurting them, and so then they're scared, right? And in bronze and iron, none of that matters. All that matters is like who's more aggressive, who's
Right.
taking the space. Because right now, neither of you is taking this space. There is from here to here. This is just no man's land that no one has claimed, right?
Yeah.
You can literally just by walking forward.
It's a minion war.
Yeah, you can literally just by walking forward move it this way. It's like trench warfare in WW1. You know what I mean? Like if you take their
absolutely.
trench,
Yeah, it does.
right?
Yeah, and they just go back and
They
forth,
have to
back.
relocate. Blah blah blah, right? So as long as you're standing kind of on or around the dying minion, you're creating a whole bunch of pressure. Maokai is weird because he can go through minions, right? But let's say he had the Nautilus. If you're standing right here and this is Nautilus, you're in no danger.
Right.
Because the hook is going to hit right here.
Absolutely.
Like this minion will body block for you.
No.
So you're in no danger. However, if this minion's about to die, you need to move back here because the second it does die, you are in danger. You don't have a
You are
blocker.
going to get hooked every single
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
And this is kind of the dance of just creating pressure by position. And neither of you are even engaging in that. Neither of you are even aware of it. And just by simply stepping in a place, you'll push them backwards. Just by
Because they don't want to
stepping.
fight.
Yeah.
Right. Because they don't want to fight.
Right.
Well, typically, if they do, then they'll come on us, and then we can make adjustments.
Right. You can make adjustments. You see how they position relative to how you position. But if you stood here, I guarantee you they'd back off. And then they'd start missing a ton of CS, and then Vayne would become a non-issue. Okay, we keep going. Now, your support is gone out of lane, so this is fine. This is fine to back up. Okay? Okay, rather than take... This is just a personal preference thing.
Okay.
Rather than take your E at level 3, take a second point to W.
Second W. All right. I think who is the? I think sometimes I'll take the sometimes I'll take
in
the
this
E
matchup.
depending on who the enemy jungler is.
Yeah, well
If they're like a high ganking jungler, then I'll take the E earlier. If they're kind of like a AFK jungler, then I won't.
Nope, because you have this coming up in 7 seconds. All the way through to, and I can hardly see the time, but this is 3:53. All the way through to right now and after, with the wards you and your support have, you should have most of the gank paths covered.
Okay.
And so
The
there's
YouTube
really
video's up if you want to jump to that one. I don't know what the difference might be, but
there's
anyway.
really this has such a long cooldown.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
That there's really no advantage to taking it at 3 unless like the jungler's a cheeser. And even if you know that they leashed this jungler, so the jungler's path
he's up
is
on the
gonna
other side.
go like this.
He's gonna dick with top probably.
Yeah, he's gonna be in this area. If he's not in this area, in the next 30, 45 seconds, he'll be back at you.
Right.
So he could be on the bottom side again by now, depending on what path he took. But
that's one thing I definitely learned from you guys. I had a tendency just to like diarrhea wards out, but it's like, hey, if I see him up top, and like say if I'm going to place a ward, I'll look on the mini map to see if the jungler pops up, and if he pops up, I'll save my ward and go back to lane.
Right, and I mean a ward right here will give you as much valuable information as an E would, and this is twice as much combat effectiveness for your champion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And remember, we want to win while your power curve is better than hers.
Right.
Okay? Keep going.
Can you stop getting attacked by that?
I'm not gonna mention
I
CS,
want to show you something.
right, Max?
Right. Because it's
I'm
garbage.
recording, right? Your CS needs improvement, but that's always true of
You
anybody.
stop getting hit by that.
I'll say something about your CS. Number one, don't CS with your W. Look at your mana. Did he just flash for that?
Yes, he did.
Okay. The other
That
thing is, do
that
you
was good,
use
actually, right
do you
there.
use an attack move? Click. How are you farming? Are you clicking on each minion? Or are you using your A button?
Typically using the A button. Sometimes
Okay,
I'll click on
that's
the
fine.
minion, but
That's the
most
right
of the
answer.
time with Ashe, when I use her W, I want to make sure that there's like an
Nautilus is healed?
opening.
Okay, whoa,
And
whoa.
so when I W, I pop the wave and I try to pop them as well. But I know what you're saying, because you want that damage on them, and most, like 95% of the time, I try to make sure
The
that
damage
there's
on them, I want you to have mana when you need it. Like, and it seems like you're using W primarily to farm. I mean, sure, it seems to me like you're using your W to farm first, and work in an opportunity to poke them out.
Yeah, farm
But, like,
harass. Yeah, absolutely.
the first rung in the ladder is farming with it, and that I think that should be swapped.
I agree. Like, that should not be a farming tool primarily.
Right.
If it okay, W instead of missing farm. Because
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
I said,
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna trade 70 mana for 30 gold, I'd say, yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but okay, so here's one thing. I stopped at this exact point because you're here and he's here and you haven't moved when he walked from here all the way to here. Remember,
Right.
this is a flash and a half of distance. That's a flash. That's half a flash. Right? He should be dead right now. If these guys were any better at this, he would be dead right now.
Yeah, because I'm almost practically I only have my Q
Yeah.
up.
Okay, so you're He's standing next to a wall. This is a level 3 vein. All she has to do is
Just
tumble to
condemn right
here,
in the middle.
condemn him
Yeah.
into the wall. He then walks forward, does his little root on him.
W smash, pound him in the face.
Yep. And then 3 autos,
And I have auto attacks just to keep them off.
Yeah, you have auto attacks. Okay. The reason that they can do that is because you're so far back that you can't do anything about it, and they can either trade out almost all of his health bar. If he had ignite, he is dead. He doesn't have ignite.
Right.
He doesn't have flash. So, and you both have heal. Oh, iron. So, okay. If you were standing here, they can't make that play.
They can't even make that move. They can't even think.
Because she'll
they
just
can.
die.
It's still iron, but they can't think about it, but they're going to pay for it.
Yeah, right. The reason that she can't, she would be putting her health bar at risk to do
She's
this.
pretty low.
If you're standing here. If you're back here, she's not.
Right.
So if it were me, this dude would be dead or damn near dead, and then it's a totally different ball game.
Nautilus is heal?
Then you just found out Nautilus has heal too, huh? Yikes.
Did you tell him he had heal in the pregame chat?
Actually, most of my supports, to be honest, to be fair, for the bronze and iron bozos,
How is that one
they usually don't
killing
take
that
heal.
one
They usually
fucking
take
war?
ignite. To
Okay.
be honest with you,
I'm asking
and
you a
I didn't
question.
even
Did you
notice it.
tell him to use? Did you tell him he had heal in the pregame chat?
No,
I
he
didn't.
didn't.
No, I did not.
Because he
There you
just
go.
noticed it.
And why he's using his proc for the lowest gold valued units? I have.
Again,
I will. I
You
will
don't need
ping
to
them,
worry
so,
about him. You
Yeah.
don't need to worry about him at all.
But at
That's
least-
what
at
he's
least
gonna
he's
do.
getting
I'm gonna
some
say
money.
this. I'm gonna say this. Like, we don't want to worry about him, but at the same time, like, this is an avenue or an area that you can take responsibility and elevate your teammates.
Right.
That is whatever you're doing in the 45-minute draft game phase, obviously wasn't focusing on putting yourself in the best position to win, right? You know what I mean? Like, you lose nothing for saying, hey, please take something other than heal. If he ignores you, then yes,
Right.
that's a variable that I want you to ignore. But this
Right.
is something that you can take responsibility for at no cost for yourself to improve your
What does that give
opportunity to
us?
win the game.
Oh,
Just to make a
cool.
comment.
Let's
Hey,
see
take
what-
what? So what do I tell them? Take just
You
ignite.
just say,
What?
hey, please take something other than heal. I have
Other
heal.
than
We don't
heal.
want double heal.
Right. Especially
Like,
since it's a giant tank anyway. He's going to have a lot
Right.
more HP to worry about. The heal's going to be minimal on him.
Right.
And
Yeah,
they
but
usually use it when they're down to like 3 hit points anyway.
this
and
is
just
an
running
area
backwards.
where, you know, ignoring your teammates is more of a cop out for you. Does that make sense? We want you to ignore these variables, but not at the expense of like taking responsibility for things that are easily
It's
fixable.
one more thing. That's one more thing that I can throw in there. And if they take it, great. If not, then
Yeah.
at least I throw it out there.
You just say, hey, we both have heal. That's not optimal.
Yeah.
If he disagrees with you and says, fuck
Okay.
you, you're an iron pleb, then it's like, okay, my bad. And you just ignore. That's when the ignore button gets hit.
Get him. Get him. Get him.
Yeah, get him.
No. That's a shame. Keep getting him.
Oh, you got
Keep
him.
getting him. Keep
But
getting
you're out of
him.
mana because
Keep
you
getting him.
farmed with W.
Oh
and you couldn't
no.
Q.
No, 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 no. Okay. Let me back this up. Okay, right here. Right here.
Stay on it.
Yeah. Well, okay. Okay, I'm gonna back this up. I can't stop it where I want it because it's Twitch VOD instead of being what I want. So
No,
I'm
we've
just
got
gonna-
YouTube's up. If you want to go YouTube, we go YouTube.
Okay, right here. If you just walk this guy in, he's probably dead.
Right.
Okay,
Because he's got no mana.
he's got no mana. Vayne, if you switch targets, is probably dead. But no matter what, you have 100% health
Fuck ton of health to work with.
and 90% health, and she's at 60, 65, and he's at
He's got
50.
50. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. This is an all-in, no matter what happens. Okay, you are
So trade all
always moving this way, because no matter what happens, this is going to be a fight to the death. Do you understand what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah. That's it.
Okay, there's at
I've been recognizing those a little bit more. I got to be honest. But
okay,
yeah,
so there's at
I
one
can
point where
definitely
she
improve on
goes in and she does damage to him,
that. Yep.
and then the first thing you do is take a step backwards. Why? You want her to come forward because remember, the only direction you're going is this way. That
And if
just
she's
puts her
popping him,
closer to you.
she's not popping me.
Right. And even if she is popping you, it doesn't matter. You win the fight.
Yeah, that's true. She can't do that much damage to us by the time she dies.
Right. Can she finish your 100% or damn near 100% health before she dies with a Nautilus standing there too? He has no mana. Like, he's just a pile of hit points that's running away from you right now. That's all he is.
He's a cannon minion running backwards.
Right. So what you need to do is go, and we're all in, and just keep going. So watch your body movement. She comes in, you're like, oh crap, and then you're back in. Right? There's literally no reason to have ever stopped there. Right up into the point where you hit this entire minion wave.
Right.
Because then you're going to tank that whole minion wave plus them. But that gives them the equivalent of like 2 players at that point. Now, go in. No! Don't do that. Oh, get Zach on you.
Just wondering where the jungler was.
Okay, shoot. Attack this? Okay.
Great.
I think he gets. I'm not sure.
What is DDC?
You have a word up. You can word that.
I have no clue, to be honest with you. Maybe don't ward the bush or something like that, or I have no clue, to be honest with you. And I played this about a couple days ago.
Damage.
Cooldown? Or maybe ward. I don't know. Maybe ward the bush or so. Or no. Maybe I don't know. With Zach, you don't really want to ward the bush. You want to ward over the wall because that's where he's going to come from.
Damage and then the boots.
Maybe that's what I was trying to type, but the floating head makes mistakes.
Yeah, it's fine. Really wish I could just see your.
Just switch to the YouTube video if it's up.
No. I wish I could see his.
The
The
mini map.
YouTube video is this. I just wish I could see.
Yeah, the mini map is important.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so that won't change the mini map.
No.
Yeah, it won't change at all. Yeah, I knew that would be an issue. It's like, God damn, he's gonna want to see the mini map. I know he's gonna make comments on that.
Yep.
Because you'll be able to spot the enemy jungler and make other comments,
Right.
which is yeah.
Well, I mean, also the other thing is, I think at this level, it's more important knowing where your jungler is than them. I mean, I don't expect people in Iron or Bronze to be able to track the enemy jungler, but your jungler is 100% visible at all times.
Right.
Okay. So you have damage now. You got a BF sword. You're level 6. What you are looking for is the space between her support and her. Like, and your support. What the hell?
He
Okay,
roamed and got a kill.
good. Okay, so right here. Okay,
W
so
her face.
she aggresses you right there, right? She's standing in your minion wave.
And my
You-
Q is ready.
And your Q is up and your W is up. Shoot the crap out of her right now.
And my ult is up.
Move this way and shoot. Because right now this thing's going to block a lot of your W. But I wouldn't ult just yet. Because you
No.
want to kind of save it for a meaningful moment. You get no stun duration when you're this far apart.
Absolutely.
Okay? So you shoot. She shoots you back. Fine. Fight her as much as possible while she's tanking all these minions. Watch her health as these minions start shooting her. And just see what happens.
And her condemn is down now.
And her condemn
Right.
is down.
Yeah, true that.
Like, when she shot you backwards from here, and you're all the way back here, then you can ult. And she's still tanking all these minions.
And then it gives me the opportunity to walk right up to her and cue her in the face.
Right. Cue her in the face, then she tries to hop away, you W for the slow, and then you just keep shooting her. And she'll probably die. If her support is nowhere to be found. I have no idea
Right.
where her support is. But, I mean, that's a hell of a 1v1. She is level 6. She's also Vayne, so it's fine if you don't want to duel a Vayne. But all I'm really trying to get at is learn that this pre-6 and 4 level 6, these guys are a significant source of damage.
Right. And if she's standing in the middle of them, let her
And she's standing-
let her auto attack you.
Well, let her auto her back. You'll win the
Yeah.
trade because you get your damage plus, and you have a BF sword, so you get your damage plus. Right now, I'm assuming she's got some kind of, what are you pinging this for?
I was wondering that too.
Like Zareth is just behind his tower, like really not doing anything.
Okay,
He's not defending.
doesn't
tower
matter. That doesn't matter
That's a
at all.
variable we're going to ignore.
So here's the catch. You took your eyes off the screen for 4 seconds to ping that dude. And really, that was just a harassment ping. Like, you're not doing anything. Ping, 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 ping. Like, you're wasting your own mental energy on a bot. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's
So essentially-
mildly toxic.
So when do I use macro and when do I don't use macro since I need to ignore the
Well,
bots?
you don't micromanage people playing their lanes, like the other lanes, right? You do coordinate with your own support. If this guy's gonna fail and stand behind turret the whole time, he's gonna fail and stand behind turret. Your pings aren't gonna change that, are they?
They'll probably make him AFK.
That's what they have a great.
I make him AFK, rage quit, and report me.
Right. So what's the point? You're doing something that's going to result in a net negative percentage of win rate. Why?
I wish Riot would instigate a transfer of RP, and I could just give him 50 RP every single time he kills somebody. That way, it might give me a positive percentage.
That's the
Yeah.
type of attitude you've got to get rid of, though. Like,
So, all right, we're gonna keep going, but look at it this way. So you're CSing, and this is fine. We're pushing in. The wave is crashing, and now, all right, 1659. 1, 2, 3. 3 seconds. 4. Okay, I'm gonna back this up to here. Now, this minion wave is crashing. If you move forward here with the minion wave, so remember the line is moving every step. The minions are moving this line of scrimmage, right? That I told you
Right.
about before.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of moving back, because you're like, oh, well, it's headed towards the tower anyway. If you move forward, then they have to back up. And if they back up, your minions get into tower range.
And they lose the tower.
If you don't, and they step forward and they stop your minion wave, and their minion wave is right over here, it's coming forward, and if it stops here, you have horrible lane position.
Right.
And you're totally gankable and you're exposed, and the whole reason for that is because you pinged your mid laner.
Yeah, I got you. And plus, there's a Zac in the game, which means he's going to be coming off screen anyway.
He's going to be coming from right over here.
you also pinged him for pretty much the same thing that you're doing.
Yeah, which is exactly the same thing you're doing right now, because imaginary line, if there's a tower right here, you're standing behind it, and there's nothing going on here, and you're putting no pressure over here. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, this is a huge mistake. Is it going to determine the outcome of the game? In aggregate, it would. Because if you're constantly putting pressure and she's constantly having to fight back, and how well do Iron players CS under turret?
Never.
Not well. So you can make her lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 CS. I should get 1, right?
And she's taking damage because you can poke the shit out of her.
And you can poke the shit out of her while she's doing this. So, yeah, why, why? Use this. Shoot it across here just to make sure Zac isn't there. Shoot it from here up like that. You can see almost you'll get to see this jungle camp, that one.
Yeah, that angle down there, you could shoot their entire jungle and get everything.
Right. You can figure out exactly where Zac is and whether or not pressure is safe. Like that. And then you get to harass the crap out of them. Because if the tower aggro line is about right there, right? Well, it's a little bit like that.
That's about right.
But anyway, it's about right there. You can stand here and unload at this vein while she's underneath that tower line and just whittle her. Towers don't spontaneously gain extra damage if you get near them. Or extra range. But see, you're doing nothing there.
Right. I hear you.
And there's the minion wave. And it hits right here. Right on the edge of where you don't want it to be. And you even had a jungle gank coming. Oh my god! If you had just pushed that in, the wave would have reset right here, and you'd have a jungler right here. That's a double kill. You gave up a double kill by pinging your mid laner. Nice. Good ult. Way to pull the trigger on that.
And I just shot my E on that same angle we were just discussing.
Right.
Sweet. Although, unfortunately, again, with the stupid thing is the overlay. I knew I shouldn't.
No,
I honestly just put that on like 2 days ago.
Here's what I'm pointing out. The Maokai had to get from here to here to be safe.
Right.
if you had hit that wave and rebounded it back to here, he would have
He'd be
had to
dead.
go
Well, he'd
3
be really
times that
freaking
far.
low. Yeah,
He'd
he'd be
be
really.
dead.
If we didn't kill him, he'd be really low. Yeah,
No, he'd be
absolutely.
dead. Your
Well,
W
because
would
Zin
hit
would have
him.
popped him earlier.
Zin would have caught him. He wouldn't have made this distance. Nautilus would have caught him. He wouldn't have made that distance. You know, but you guys can't do anything to stop him from going this far after you use cooldowns on Bane. But by the time
Right.
he walks from here to here, you got another rounds of cooldowns. You
Yeah.
probably kill them both.
Dude, where are you going?
All right. That was good. That you were shooting him.
Minor thing is that like when you started attacking the turret, your Q, your rapid fire shot was available, and if all the minions on the enemy team are gone, you're not going to have a way to get that back up. So you want to go ahead and use it. Does that make sense?
Like
if,
now,
on the
use it
tower?
now. Use it now and shoot the Maokai. Oh.
like your Q. Like you need 4 auto attacks to prime it so that you can activate it, right?
Right.
When you were under tower trying to get a plate, you had it active and then you let it lapse because that's just something you want to go ahead. If you're taking tower plates, you want that Q. I play a lot of Ashe too on my alternate accounts, but like that's something you want to be mindful of is like when you've got the last minions dead, go ahead and activate your Q so that you can get extra attack speed on that tower. You probably would have gotten a plate if you'd activated your Q, and that's
or at least just more damage. You know, any more damage is more damage.
Oh, go! You got his ass. Oh, nice. It's fine.
Switch to Ori. Switch to Ori.
Yeah.
Heal.
No, where are you, dude?
Okay, you're worrying about your team again. Let's look at you. Okay? So like here, okay, you're taking your eyes off the prize to see him taking a turret. What good does this information do you?
If anything, just to kind of give me a gumption on where the level of health of that tower is, whether or not Aatrox might be roaming sooner than later.
Okay. Are you
In
going
case I
to
just
put that
stick around mid
information
and
to
ARAM
use?
mid for another 40 seconds or so?
You won't. You shouldn't.
Right.
The answer is nothing.
The answer is you get very little out of this
You get
information,
very little.
if anything.
You can know the tower plates by looking at your mini map because they have numbers on them. And if Aatrox roams, you'll see his little portrait leave the tower. And he's not coming all the way. Like he's not going to abandon 3 plates in a first tower cache to try to get some low risk, low reward, low percentage gank off on a mid lane.
Typically, yeah, right. Typically, yeah.
And additionally, what this is actually doing is it's pissing you off at your top laner. Like, I feel the rage just eking out as I'm watching this go down.
That's my resting bitch face.
You know,
that's my resting bitch face.
This is what I see here. This is what's happening.
Look at that.
Right?
What's making me pissed is the ultimate that's still on the show that probably has 2 stacks.
Right. Right. I'm just saying,
what pisses me off.
We're going to make this a little bit sadder because you're watching this right now. Like, that's no good. Just skip doing this. This helps you.
You gotta pull the steam from the bottom from the shit. I have to be shitting myself.
Right. So, I mean, that's no good. So, okay, right here, you just saw Zach come in. You're pinging him, like, MIA. I assume that's you, right?
Yeah. For
Zach
just walked behind that.
Danger. And it needs to be here. On his screen. Danger.
Well, I figured that would be on his screen. Isn't he like right above your danger sign?
No, this is, I don't know what's going on. Danger is the exclamation point.
Oh, I thought the question mark was enemy missing here.
Yeah, but it's not an enemy missing. You know he's right there.
You know he's there.
Yeah, I do, but he doesn't.
If you know he's there, tell him, this is about to get catastrophically bad. That is what a danger ping is for. This is like, I don't know, it could go really bad. Maybe you should be careful.
The
Here's the
optimal
thing.
ping would be 2 exclamation points on your mid laner and then tabbing and clicking Zac alive, Zac alive. Like that's what I do when I want to let my when I'm tracking the enemy jungler and I think I see them or I see one of my fucking laners overextended and I'm like, dude, you just got to kill. You've got 20 HP. Get the fuck out of dodge. I give them 2 cautions and then I ping the fact that the enemy jungler is alive and probably booking it at them. And
but I think you're giving them too much credit that they're actually looking at like Zac no
interested.
flash down there.
Okay, stop there. Yeah. You're right. You're giving them too much credit that they're actually looking. You've pinged off his screen a question mark. His screen is going to stop like right here.
Yeah, I guess if he centers on himself, he's not going to see that.
He will. It's iron.
This is my perspective.
Yeah. He's not seeing this. That's why I was saying you need to ping here.
Zerath isn't looking at Aatrox taking those top plates just like our ADC was.
Right. He has no idea what's going on with those top plates. So yeah, you need to ping up here so he can see it. So then you're making the right move by booking it over here. So you're ulting Orianna right there. So let me back this up. If you
Am I engaging her or just ulting her?
No, you're ulting
her. You should be engaging her. So like,
why? Do you understand why that she is the prime target over the Zac?
Because once he jumps, he's pretty much done.
It's because of his passive.
Correct.
Well, like, you got to kill Zac twice.
But yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
So he's gonna pop back up in about 7 seconds. You don't get him because you just take off his passive.
So Zac is going to end up way up here, by the way. Xerath has already slowed her. She can't dodge your ult. You shoot your ult right there, right now. You're going to hit her as she walks right here.
Gotcha.
Right?
Then she's closer to me anyway.
Yeah, then you come in, you take 2 steps forward, you do this. You start autoing, and she's going to go, oh, crap, and try to fade back. Right? Secondly, it prevents her from following up damage onto Xerath. Zac's not going to be capable of killing Xerath with his damage alone. He's a tank.
Right.
You'll save Xerath. You'll do damage here. You may get a kill here. And Xerath can follow up damage for 100 miles away.
And if she recalls, then he could just shove in the tower.
Right. So
I think if you ult Orianna there, she's dead.
Yeah, she's just dead. But like even there, if you would have popped, okay. You've already made the mistake, so let's assume that we're going the other way, right? You made the mistake. Here it is. We've ulted. We've hit him. Now you're gonna get off one more auto, or he's gonna ult. You're gonna end up here, right?
Yeah.
If you cast heal, you can get the ult off to finish that last hit. Watch. Shoot, and right here, cast heal. And there's the auto attack.
Bonus?
Yeah, heal's like big movement speed, but like I use heal a lot just to get that extra last hit, like as an offensive spell.
Yeah, because it gets you within that like 50.
Yeah, so you're popping his passive. He's gone.
And then I could turn right on her while he's
go right this way and hit her as she's walking all the way back.
Because she's already blown everything.
Right. And Xerath's hit points will go up to here, so you keep him healthy enough to keep going.
Or at least for him to run away.
No, he needs to keep going.
Well,
she's dead.
Vane's about to pop into the picture, so I get where Tom's saying.
Yeah, okay, it's fine.
And he's but at least that'll, like, if she wants to pursue him, go all in for him, it'll keep him alive a little longer.
Right, and his passive gives him more mana.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, I got you.
Okay, so this guy would be popped, and his blobs would be like over here, over here, over here, over here, whatever. He's out of the fight.
Yeah, he's just all over the place. Yeah, absolutely.
She's dying, like she would die.
Yeah, that's even a better situation than the Vayne down below that we had earlier.
And so that's done, and okay, and now Vayne's not popping you, and okay. I guarantee you weren't watching your auto attack when he was coming in, or your mini map when he's coming in.
Nope, not at all.
And so, if you knew he was coming in, then you would get hit back up here. You wouldn't path this way.
And re-engage.
Path back in.
Yeah, re-engage.
And W this.
Yeah.
And then these two both die because Zen kills both of them.
Yeah, because he's full. He's coming in full bore, full fresh.
Right.
And she's already shot her condemn, so she can't condemn him
Yeah,
away.
she can't keep him away, and he's just gonna kill her.
No, where are you, dude?
Don't worry about where Not is. Get him, Not. Step up and ult. Get him, Not. Get him, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. Good job, not overcommitting. You were a little late on your heal. And you probably cost Not for it. Oh, no. You're good. Wait, wait, wait. No, no, no. You missed a pinch by like 3 seconds.
Oh, like stepping past these guys?
Yeah,
Stepping
watch
past the
this.
minion?
By
this.
disengaging.
Look,
Yeah.
so you've disengaged and you've gone back to just farming this. That
Right.
should never happen when there's a fight this close. You should be Eing right
Yep.
here, so this bush
Okay.
it doesn't exist,
Right.
right? And pop everybody. And then you can keep CSing, but you need to CS instead of moving
And
this
move over.
way, move this way.
Right.
And at some point you're going to be able to see the fight going on like right over here in your camera, right? And then you see them like they're looking to flee the fight this way.
And they won't see me, per
And
se.
all you have to do is step this way and go bloop, and they're screwed. So watch for it. Right there. Instead of doing that to the minions, you just step
Oh, 'cause
forward
I
and
blew
do
the
that to
cooldown on
both
it.
of them.
Yeah.
And then they don't get away, and these two kill the crap out of whoever they catch because you've just slowed them.
Right.
And it's right there, and they still haven't escaped. Vayne has.
I just haven't engaged. I just engaged
haven't-
about
yeah, you
5
just missed
seconds
the
too
whole
late.
thing. And
And
yeah,
then it gives Zach an opportunity to get there.
right. So had you have played that right, Zach would be a non-factor because he
4-1.
would have died up here. Right.
He would have probably still engaged, but there's all three of us would have been alive, and they would have been dead, and it would have been 2-1 the other way,
Right.
at least.
Right. And you might have gotten some of those kills. And so you might be 2-1, and their Vayne might be 2-1.
Right. I got
Had you have played that differently. And you'd be less tilted right now because you're already typing about Vayne is 4-1. Right?
Probably not. Probably.
No, you just did. I saw
I
that.
did?
Yep. Vayne 4-1.
Oh, yeah.
You are way too worried about what everybody else is doing and what's happening with everything else in this game.
Let me guess if he's
So I
a
should
duo.
need to ignore everything
Let me guess
but
if
my
he's a
own
duo.
CS and my own kills.
You
And I'm
just
not sure what
phased
happened.
out of the game to look up whether someone else is a duo.
No, I
Keep
checked
your
that way before
eyes
game. I
on
checked that way
the
before
prize.
game.
You just said, let me check if he's a duo, and then the thing minimized.
But there's dead time in between there. It's not going to hurt anything.
Yeah, you just. Okay, I'm calling your bullshit right here.
No, I mean, if I'm walking
During
back to lane,
the
it takes
thing,
me
you
20
literally
seconds.
whipped up to top lane to watch Aatrox take a turret, right?
Okay.
If that information was so valuable to you that you wanted to see it happen, keep your eyes on the game as you walk from here to here. By the way, while that is a safe walk, probably 99% of the time, I've seen fed junglers put a ward right there, jump across, kill you, and jump out. So there's no such thing as a safe walk. That's like looking at the shop while you back. It's never a good idea, right? So that's a breakable habit. And the things that you're looking at are only going to tilt you. You're just doing it to piss yourself off. And
Well, I might know
when you
if
do that,
if
you're
I-
going to
if I
play
remember
worse.
that they were duo, that I know they'd be in communication. That means their coordination would be slightly better than normal.
No bullshit. You're
Slightly.
thinking that they're a duo and they both suck. Like,
The Vayne?
oh, you're looking at the enemy team.
No, I don't know. I sometimes I've had times where my support was duo with jungle, and they would like leave at level 3, and they would just go off and just like int the whole game,
Okay.
literally.
Well,
So,
I mean,
but yeah,
even if they do that, you just adjust your play for it.
right. I just play a little more safer and then try to farm, try to keep the farm off for the tower and things like that.
I have won a game where I played Ashe ADC and I never had a support in the entire game, and it was 1v2. I've won those. It was a ranked game too.
Yeah, I had a real fun game last night with Trinimir. It was
Okay. By the
just
way,
awful.
just as a support tip, that ward, you stand here and you ward there, and
Yep.
it ends up here.
I've tried that 100 times. It didn't. Can
Practice
I stand
it.
right where I am against the wall, and will that do the same
No.
thing? It
No,
has
if
to
you
be at the tip.
if you stand here and you
It
ward
does nothing.
here, it ends up here.
Okay, I got you. So I
You
need to
stand
stand up further.
here and you push this way, it goes to the nearest point and drops it like right there.
Okay.
So
I
you
know
have
it's
to
the
stand
mirror
like
of
down
top
here.
lane. I could do a top lane, but for some reason bot lane I always fuck it up.
Yeah,
Here's an
just-
idea. You could go into practice tool where you can reset all of your cooldowns and actually
Right.
find the spots that do it. I've done this in jungle. Like
I've
figuring
done that.
out
I've done that for the spots like at that bush where you hit the tri bush. I've done that a number of times. It's pretty
Yeah.
tough.
just practice
And
it.
all the
Yeah.
tough ones there.
You can do that in
Yeah,
practice
that's
tool,
huge
but
because that saves you time and that gives you a much higher safety value.
yep. Okay.
Yeah, I wish that
You are
fucking
standing out of EXP range.
Yep. I mean, I
I'm
know
worried about-
Maokai is there somewhere.
I'm worried about Zach too. I don't want to
Yeah.
be triple ganked.
Well, you just E'd somewhere.
And if they're shoving the lane, I'm only going to miss 2 or 3 minions. Although it does add up.
Yeah, well, I
I'd
mean,
rather
you
just
just
be a
E'd
fucking sword.
somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what that ability is for. If you're worried about their jungle or you're worried about whatever,
All right.
don't be afraid to just E down lane and get vision.
And experience
Zach.
range is not close enough to them to fuck you, right? Like, I mean, I guess Maokai could ult you, but
It's
I'm worried
about
about the Zach.
It's
I'm
about
worried about the
1,000
Zach.
units. Okay.
okay. Well, Zach's dead now.
All right, stop.
Yeah.
Your bot lane just left, and I wish I had the mini map, but your bot lane just left.
Yeah. They're in jungle. They're in the
And
river.
your
Right there.
team is around here. You need to be pinging danger to your team to convey that they're on the way there.
Yeah. Again, unfortunately, the stupid mini map's covered.
Right. So I mean, you need to be pinging bing 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 danger missing. To let your
Actually,
team
we can see the pings in the chat log, so that's where we can kind of track my
Yeah.
pings at least.
Right. So I mean, but that's the first thing is you need to communicate danger missing.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing that Vayne did there that I want to point out that's really good, and you should steal this, right? Is when the minion wave is collapsing into somebody, you can harass them for free because they can't attack you back because they end up tanking the minion wave, or you're forcing them into a trade where when they do attack you back, they take your damage plus this to give you back some damage, right? This is an
Oh, you mean
opportunity
the
for
minions that were
harassment.
still there
Yeah.
before she
So
cleared?
like minion, right? She's gonna roll up and hit you. You can't really do anything about that because if you stop to attack her, all these minions are gonna damage you too. So you're gonna
Right.
take the damage from her plus the damage from minions. Can't really do anything about it, right?
Right.
Anytime that a wave is crashing into a champion and the champion's forced to walk backwards is a time that you have free harassment. The only thing that you need to be careful about is that you don't walk too far forward and there's a support right here and you have no blockers. Right?
Hold on. Her minion wave is crashing into me. I can trade with her freely.
No, she can trade with you. I'm saying this is something she did
okay.
well.
I thought you were saying you could trade with them. So she has that advantage right now.
Right.
Okay, yeah, okay. I thought you were talking about
anytime the minions are crashing into
okay,
someone
I got
you
you.
don't have a wave
sure.
to absorb them, you can trade.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck. Even I mean, 3 is not a lot. Even though on level 9, it all adds up.
Yeah.
Especially with their triple proc bullshit.
Right. And so that's what I was saying is she did a good job there of taking advantage of that opportunity. I don't even know that she knew she was doing that. Okay, so this is a low percentage ult. I would hold it.
I'm usually most of them stick there. I usually hit about 70% of those, to be honest with you. But
even
if return on investment's low.
Even if
return on investment is definitely low.
Yeah, so let's say even if you hit it, right?
Yeah, it gets me nothing.
It gets you nothing. Well, and here's the thing: if you hit it, it could get you a kill. It should get your team a kill, right? So you're like, hey, there they are. I'm gonna hit them. The problem is they're under tower.
They're not going to engage them.
And your team's not gonna fight in bronze. Or even in bronze or iron. They're never going to fight under tower because
Right.
to them towers are instant death, even if
Well,
the
only
person's stuck
yeah.
still right here. Well, I mean,
Yeah, only if they're low
mentally it's
HP will
instant.
they fight under tower and they'll just kill themselves for it. But yeah, I hear
Right.
you.
So I mean that doesn't do you any good. The other thing is shooting a arrow across like this or like this or like this gives you an intersection point that is very unforgiving. Right? So, for example, if you're standing here and the arrow shoots across like this, its odds are it's not going to hit you.
Right.
Right? Even if it's coming across like this, it might not hit you if you step forward to auto attack.
Right.
Right?
I
However,
would,
if you shoot it down the lane, much better.
they just run. They run straight away. They run straight backwards. They
Well,
run.
no, I mean,
the-
your odds of missing this way are
Oh, it's much
like
lower. Absolutely.
much
Absolutely.
lower. So if you're gonna
Absolutely. Plus,
make
it's
that
like the falling tree syndrome in the horror movies. They run as the tree's falling instead of stepping into the side.
correct, and most of the time they don't know it's coming, and even if you miss your target, you're likely to hit somebody else.
And
Right?
if they do see it, they'll spread randomly, take their random directions to
Right.
run.
And see, like here, if you miss it, you're gonna hit these trees. I mean, there's nothing. Right?
Right.
Here you have a whole lane of targets to hit.
Right.
So
The
like
problem with that, the problem with that shot is I have to anticipate them staying in fight for about 5 seconds, and then
right.
it's
So
effective.
extremely low percentage, and even if you hit it, they're under tower.
Right.
And at this elo, that won't result in anything.
Absolutely.
You should be nowhere near Vayne unless you have somebody coming, and now you do. So now ult. Oh, you don't have ult. Never mind.
Yeah, we just shot you.
So like right here, if you had saved ult, you could have just ulted her out of
We could
vision.
have popped her. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then Nautilus is there. He'll follow up, and you just kill her.
How much gold did you have when you left base without finishing your Essence Reaper?
On that previous one, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Because you bought enough to be 100 gold short of the full item.
Yeah, I would have
sometimes-
actually sold
sometimes
your
it's good to wait.
Dorans. I just sold your
Yeah.
Dorans.
Oh, sold this. Yeah, you should have sold the Dorans.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it was with that. I think what it was is I may have been low on that, and so I could have walked back to wave because I think she was shoving a tower. At least slow that wave up, slow to essentially preserve a little bit of tower health, and then go back and then come back again.
That's
so
not
at
what
least
I'm
I'll get a
saying.
little something out of it.
What I'm saying is you had a BF sword, a warhammer, and a fucking agility cloak, right? When you have those 3 items, how much more is an Essence Reaver?
If I have everything but the Essence Reaver, it looked like it was 100.
It's $100. What do you have sitting in your inventory?
The cheap ass Doran's
Blade.
blade.
So yeah, you should have sold the Doran's Blade and walked out of base with that Essence Reaver. That's so much mana in your pocket. That's just a much better. That's a much better.
This is glitching,
situation.
but I want to go over this fight. So you have
Yeah, I'm
Xerath
not
right
sure.
here.
I'm not sure what the settings on OBS to stop the glitch. It's a pain in the ass.
No, it's fine. Okay. So you step into this fight. This is fine, right? This guy is hurting in a bad way.
Yeah.
He's airborne right now. He's slowed. He's whatever. He needs a health infusion. Fortunately, you have a summoner spell for that. You honestly should shoot your ult at her to prevent follow-up damage.
Right.
And then let him walk out. And then as you do that, you're going to fade back this way because there's no kill to be had here right now.
No, not at all. I'm just there to kind of like show up and say, okay, you're not going to get this for free.
Correct. But if you heal him, he walks out, you stun her, run this way, you're out. Right? And this is a safe kind of escape route because you want to get
Yeah.
underneath
I'm
the
in no
tower.
danger right there. Unless Zach's like in that freaking bush.
Right. You're playing the game of disrupt, harass, be present, but you're not getting anything out of this.
Right.
Okay? So, Okay, right there.
Oof.
This is my problem. Instead of doing this, you're moving as though you're playing. I'm engaging. I'm fighting. I'm gonna win this fight
Right.
because you're moving yourself closer to the danger targets.
And now the minions aggroing on me.
Right.
For
Well,
one
I don't
thing.
even care about the minions. You're closer
Yeah.
to 3 people who can do you harm. Right? In ADC, the goal is to always stay at absolutely max auto attack range whenever possible. Max auto
Right.
attack range looks like that for Ashe. You've stepped inside of max auto attack range. The only reason that you would do that is if you believe that they're going to run away from you. Right? Because you have to auto attack step, auto attack step, auto attack step, and you're going to be chasing them down.
Right.
This step forward indicates to me that you are all inning. Because otherwise, if you were going to play safe extraction mission like what we talked about, your step would not have been this way, it would have been that way.
And it would have been just a W and see what they do.
Right. It would have been auto attack, W, step. Step, 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 auto, auto, auto. Right? Like the autos
Right.
hit right here.
Yeah. And they're not going to pursue because our wave's right there and they're not going to
Right.
go through the wave.
They're not going to
Theoretically.
pursue because they have nothing with it. Pick all those up, please, Max. You just made a mess. Okay. This is, I'm going to engage. It also puts you in the range of Zach's engagement. Yeah, this is all a mistake in positioning. And the funny thing is, it's a mistake that is literally that much. It's the
Right.
world's tiniest placement mistake. But because you weren't planning what you were doing here, you weren't recognizing that you didn't have an opportunity here, you've stepped too far. Okay?
Hmm?
And so you get hit with this, he gets hit with that, and then something happens. I have no idea what, and here we are. Okay. You've still got heal. He's lucky he lived. And okay. Oh, oh. Okay, got it out of it. Pull the trigger here. Right there. Pull the trigger. Oh. You will
Because I would have got
never
them both.
Yeah, you would have
I would
never
have
missed
stunned them
that.
both at
You
that.
would Well, I don't know you would have stunned them both because I think you only stun one, but you get splash damage.
Right. Oh yeah. Possibly even killed them with one
Yeah,
shot. I
you
think
might
it was
have
like
just
was it level 2
one-shotted
or
both of
level
them with
1.
your. Yeah, you
It's
might have
only
just
level 1. It wouldn't have killed them. Yeah, but it
it
would have.
doesn't even matter. You would have slowed them and then walked forward and messed them up.
Yeah.
But recognize that like Nautilus just used his all-in button, so you need to use yours.
All right.
Nautilus, are you gonna fucking help, or are you just gonna fucking fuck around up there?
You should have been like, "Thanks, Nautilus, for that engage. You just got me 2 kills." Your mindset's sideways.
Well, Zareth did get one, so.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying. Like if he goes there and I'm already ahead, then I'm gonna get maybe before Zareth.
Yeah. You would have. You would have gotten.
You
both
should
of
be
them.
shoving the shit out of this.
Yep. He is.
Okay.
And there's Vayne showing up on the mini map. So why are you
Do you
standing
know
here?
why you shove there?
Why did I shove here?
No, why is that the right call? Never
Well,
mind.
one,
I
it's a
guess
cannon
late.
wave, and if the ADC's not bought, then she's gonna lose that full
That's
wave
fine.
to the
Good.
tower.
That's fine. Wave denial.
And it does
Gets you a good
some
back.
minimal damage to the tower. Well, it does do minimal, depending on how much of the wave gets there.
Alter. Okay. Backing up. Right here. You've harassed. Max, stop touching my hand, please. Okay, you've harassed. Nautilus is coming in full bore.
What,
He's
Dad?
activated an item to run.
Righteous glory.
So you ult that right there. If you hit that ult, he will come in. He will ult.
Yep.
Vayne will die before their support actually even gets into play. Because their support's a flash behind Nautilus, and you can
Right.
engage from range. She's dead here.
What, Dad?
All you gotta do is that. Max, go lay on the couch, buddy. I'm not. I didn't say Max is in Max Fields. I said Max is in the maximum amount of something.
Yeah.
So, All right, go lay on the couch, please. So right there, you had an opportunity for a kill, and you just kind of let it walk.
Yeah, I didn't know how many people were engaging upon him. I didn't know it was just Maokai.
Here's the issue. Like,
Well, even if it was right, what harm does it do to blast Vayne right here, create an opportunity, and then if it
And then
turns
go
out to
and then
be
go to the
bad,
left.
just back out?
so
Right.
there's two phases to this type of improvement on these types of situations, right? The first one is I don't think you were aware that you had a kill opportunity there, right?
No.
So that's the first step is you need to be like you're an iron man. Like let's say you're wrong about this shit, but you start looking for kill opportunities, kill constantly. You're just always looking for them. You're always looking to kill. To kill, 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 kill. Eventually you're going to get better at it. And the cost that you will risk is minimal because you're already so low that it doesn't
It's
really
nothing.
matter.
There's nothing to lose at this
There's
point.
nothing to lose.
Right.
So if you play these games with the mentality of looking for these opportunities and playing aggressively, then you will get to phase two, which is once you see a kill opportunity, playing it correctly. If you never look for these opportunities, if you never see these opportunities, you're never going to put yourself in the arena to get better at actually capitalizing.
I'm not going to be able to practice the kill opportunity.
The more you go into
Yeah.
a game looking for an opportunity, the more those opportunities will present themselves. Now, the more the more that comes with risks. The more you try to take those opportunities may have been shitty to begin with. Maybe Zach's in the alcove and he's ready to fuck you up. You know, maybe you misread that, but that's learning data. That's data that we use to get better. So if you look
Right.
for these opportunities,
You use
constantly,
failure to get better, and then you
use
go
failure to get
whenever
better. Yeah.
whenever you do this stuff and then it doesn't work, right?
Right.
Then what I don't want you to do is to say that didn't work, therefore it was bad, right?
Yeah.
Instead, I want you to say that didn't work. Why? Did that not work because I missed? Like I missed my execution? Because, like Blake said, I took a step this far, this direction, and I shouldn't have? Would it have worked if I went this far this direction?
So I should be always stepping forward, testing to see if that step forward is going to be worth a shit.
Eh, eh,
Stepping, it's just a mindset of Vayne's in this bush. I've got my alt. Nautilus has his alt. I'm fucking pulling the trigger and hoping that it works, and hoping that my Nautilus, who's already activated his righteous glory, he's coming in, like he's ready to roll.
yeah, I hope he's right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like take your destiny in your own hands and pull the trigger on these things.
Yeah, the worst
And
case scenario is you waste your ult. Like you
do you ever watch a guy
miss.
named,
Right, like
you ever
I've
Or
done
watch a
the other
guy named
times.
Fusion Saber? You ever heard of this guy? Great ADC content, fantastic coaching content if you're interested in ADC. The word he uses, doomed. When he says a fight is doomed, that means it was an opportunity that was taken that could never have worked, even if it had been played perfectly. But if you never look and you never risk taking a doomed opportunity, and you play on the other end of the spectrum, which is I'm never going to look for these opportunities. Number one, your opportunity recognition will never get better. And then number two, since you're not taking opportunities to get into the arena and duke it out, your
Right.
duking is not going to get any better. You know what I mean? Your
And
fighting.
even if I'm going to lose that Duke out, I need to know how much damage I'm going to do anyway.
This is what because I do martial arts with folks, and this is what I tell people. It's like there's no such thing as winning practice. You're an iron. These ranked games aren't anything for you but practice. So your win condition is twofold. Number one, obviously blowing up the Nexus is a really solid indicator of victory because it
All right.
says victory. The other thing for you is, hey, maybe I lost this game. What did I fucking learn? How did I get better? And that's what you do by watching your own replays, by looking for these opportunities, by taking coaching sessions, is by figuring out what are your victory conditions for you. Riot has their own victory conditions. It's very simple. One team forfeits, one team blows up the Nexus. It's the only way to win the game. But the only way for you to improve is to set your own victory conditions and then be honest and forthright about evaluating whether or not you get there.
And
Because
by the way, this is just gone. Whenever you do these reviews, they don't exist. You are looking only at what this person does. That's it.
So should I delete that from the screen because that's an option?
I say
No,
no because
no.
like the only thing I want to keep are those little green dots that tell me that the ults are up.
No,
Does that
but
make
no,
sense?
but for me in Iron, because I'm playing chess on a checkerboard. Should that be one less distraction that I should have? You know what I'm saying?
No, you need that. You need that information. What I'm saying is, don't consider what they are doing whenever you're like, okay, it's easy to do this because I fall into this habit, right?
All right.
Oh my God, I did this thing. If this guy would have just done this, then this, and then this, then 100% that would have worked. Okay, therefore, this guy's an idiot and Blake is awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
my
that's true.
analysis
That is
of
true.
my situation. And that's what I always do. I said, if this guy will do this, this, and this, and you know what? I'm 100% right. I may actually be right. That,
But the end result is you never got there anyway.
yeah, the end result is
Right.
what I should have thought is, okay, so this guy had been playing with all laning phase. And all laning phase, if he were good, he would have been standing here. But he's not good.
Right.
He's bad. So he's standing here. So why did I do that play and assume that this guy, who's been back here the entire game, would know to be here, and then do this
Right.
thing, and then we win. And then Blake is a genius, right?
So since he's playing
I'm
back
wrong.
like that, I assume he's not there. Can I just assume that he's not there?
No, I mean
Essentially,
you don't assume he's not there. You adjust for him not being here, and you don't do
Okay.
the play I'm talking about that I
What we
made
want to
up.
talk about in reviewing these opportunities is we want to review the things that you have control over.
Right.
Yes.
How you see the opportunity and how you played it.
Right.
There's some variables like, oh, well, I should have seen that Nautilus ulted or Nautilus shouldn't have ulted or all this other stuff. The bottom line is we don't get anything out of looking at other people's decision making or their playing. All we
Right.
get improvement on is looking at ourselves honestly and rigorously and scraping off rust and honing ourselves into a better weapon.
Right. But with the Nautilus, like he should be parallel with me. If he's not, then I need to adjust my play. So if he's aggressive,
You're
do I
overthinking it. This what Blake gave you was one example of a very big generalization, right?
right? But just in terms of just positioning,
Yes.
because there's always
It-
mispositions.
Positioning these lines 90 degrees. You're on
Right.
this line, they're on this line. If he's
And if
back
he's not,
here,
do I join him or do I ping him to come up and join me?
depends on the
Don't waste your
situation.
time.
And yes, I would agree. Don't waste your time.
He's not going to understand. You're not going to have time to break. I mean, dude, we've been in this call for we've been on this stream for like an hour and a half. You're not going to have in 2 seconds a chance to explain to him, hey, stay on the perpendicular line from bot lane with me. Like, you're just not
Yeah,
going to
you're not going to be able to explain that. You're trying to play with a bot again. Like, you're
That's a
trying to
good
play
point,
with the
yep.
bot as if you could.
Oh, right. Right. So he's a random. He just goes forward and backwards randomly.
Right.
All right.
Correct.
All
He's a random variable. You adjust for him. But even when you do, you understand that that's suboptimal, right? And then you
Right,
go,
absolutely.
okay, it's suboptimal. I'm playing suboptimally. And that's fine. I hate it, and that's fine. Right?
Right.
Cool. I did that last game in Plat. I had an ADC that would not move forward at all. Conceded the entire lane. Seriously, wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that sucks. That
Conceded
sucks.
the entire lane. And I'm like, oh, God, this is so annoying because there are so many opportunities. I'm just having to let go. And I'm Leona, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah,
Right? You
no
know how
kidding.
bad that
Yeah.
feels? It's like the only thing that my champion does I can't do because this
Yeah.
moron won't scoot forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those
Well,
are bad.
cool. Okay, feels bad. So what did I do? I didn't scoot forward. And then whenever I had the opportunity to roam, I went all the way to top lane, roamed, got a kill, got them another kill, then went mid and got a kill. And yeah, my ADC was a flaming dumpster fire, but they're not
Yeah.
my win condition. So I
Yeah,
put
that's
my
I've learned that. I've learned that from watching some of your videos and just like if this ADC is doing nothing, or if I go in, if I engage not necessarily with the Leona, but like with a Naut, and then they never follow up, it's like, well, I'm not gonna be able to use my abilities to help my team if I'm always dying and he's not following up. So I will roam like that as well. That's a big thing that's the first step in
Yeah.
learning to become a better
no,
support is
I'll just-
knowing when to abandon your laner.
Sure. And I mean, I will tell you this. You are worried about floors 3 and 4 of a pyramid that doesn't have floors 1 and 2 on it.
Or even the foundation.
Or that's what I'm saying. The foundation is floors 1 or 2 of a pyramid. Right? Those are the bottom 2 levels. Your 3 and 4 are just floating. They're floating in midair without support. That it's not functional, right?
It's like Mount Olympus.
Right. The way you need to be thinking is like, how do I fill in the basics of what I'm doing a little better? Like, how do I think about the game that I am doing the proper things at any given moment? I don't worry about what other people are doing. I don't bother with what they're doing, what they're thinking. They're a computer program that runs a script that probably doesn't do anything for me. And I definitely don't count on them to. So let's just figure out what I need to do to improve me. And if you change your mindset to that, you won't get pissed at your team because what's the point of getting pissed at a bot? They don't know what they're doing, right?
That's true. That's true. Just
if you were playing League with literal children, you wouldn't be that mad. You'd just be like, oh, God, it's annoying playing with these stupid children. It's annoying playing with these stupid bots. You know, and that's fine. Like, let that be your mindset.
So I need to flush all that shit out and just like step forward and try to take those opportunities. Even if there's a small window there, just take it and see what happens.
Yeah, take it, see what happens. If something great,
but learn from the opportunity too. Like, if you take an opportunity that is doomed, when you look at it again, you say, "Oh shit, that was doomed."
Okay, wait, right here. So you played this really bad and very selfishly. I'm gonna back this up because there is a rule in bot lane that this exactly shows. He's probably dead here anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna start out with that. He's probably dead here anyway. Right now, you're doing great because you have to get out of this. And you have to get away from Zach so he doesn't smash him into you and CC the both of you. Right?
So ult Vayne so she can't engage immediately?
Sure. I mean, that's their damage. If you can hit an ult on that, yeah, okay, cool. You're more than likely going to hit him, though. Because he's going to have to be walking this way to get around your minions. And that's right in your line. Because your line actually looks more like that.
I think the Maokai CC is more dangerous than Vayne at this point.
Yeah. Well, if Maokai ults, you're both dead here. And he should. But he's not going to because he's bad.
Well, might be Alf.
So, Okay, so here's what I'm getting at is right here, you are now, air quotes, safe. There is a rule in bot lane that you both never run at the same time.
Right. I'm just worried about the Mal W.
Okay, cool. You're in the bush. Like, and you can shoot your W and still walk this way, and you're within distance that he can't do anything. Even if he W's you, you can ult backwards and hit one of them, and the only thing that will happen is that you'll have a Maokai that's up here that doubled you. You'll still get out. And if Maokai doubles you, then he doesn't hit him.
Then he gets out.
And he gets out. And you don't die because he can't kill you alone, and he doesn't die because he doesn't get CC'd. Right? And as you're auto-attacking backwards, you're providing him the opportunity to build distance from these two because they're going to be slowed, right? The other thing you need to do is during a CC break, heal him. It'll give you movement speed to get out. It'll give him movement speed to get out. And hit points that he needs. Okay? So right here, this has all happened. Somebody's pinging in. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Maybe it's in.
But now you're out of heal range because you kept going. Right? Instead of turning and trying to help. It's Cho, apparently, that wants to come in on a PP play. Okay. So, like, right here, he died right there because you didn't heal him. If you had healed him, he wouldn't have died there. Right there, you need to E that bush so you have vision of it, and you can auto them without fear. Your camera control here is atrocious. You can't see what you're doing.
Jesus, the whole fucking bot lane is here.
You see what I'm saying? Like, no useful information here. Wait, I've gone too far back. Yeah, that's too far back. Okay, so we're here. Nope, that's when Zen came back in. Yeah, okay. Look at your camera control right now.
Yeah, it has to be adjusted as it moves because it's at the downward 45, and it's difficult
Well, here, I'm just gonna
to
do
flip that to the side.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do some coloring. Oh, wait. I'm gonna give you a little bit of credit. Do more coloring. Where's my colors? There.
Like you ain't got to be all fucking Pablo. Just he gets it.
But there's only one other enemy that's not not in the game right now.
Okay, but why do
Look at
you
your
have?
screen.
Why do you have? Let's say I'm gonna be generous and say 40%. Really, more
I'll take
like 33% of your screen actually is capable of giving you information.
All right.
Right?
I mean, part of that information is that Schlong Fondler 03 is unstoppable. So I mean, that's really good information to have. Like,
oh
you're getting
God,
a
I
lot
didn't even
out of
realize
that
that guy's name
33%. Like, I mean,
is
the Schlong
Schlong
Fondler
Fondler.
cannot be stopped.
Should be
Jesus.
3 inches. Strong fun 3 inches.
So, oh God. Okay, so, and now we've gone from kind of like one extreme to the other, but you're evening it out. That's fine. At least
Yeah,
throw a
obviously the camera
W.
control needs some help.
Yeah, at least throw a W for this guy as you're running away. There it is.
Jesus, the whole
Yeah.
fucking bot lane is here.
Now, did he get pulled back the other way on that one?
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a
I mean, not
fine.
that
This
it
is a
matters.
fine ping, but you should have done it up here. If you're gonna go out and that's that, you should have done it up here. How big is this guy, and how low are they? Because I
I
don't
think
think
Aatrox
he
is
and
level
I
13.
don't think he's
Yeah, I
big enough
don't
to
think
fight
he and
that
you are
3
capable of
1v3.
fighting Aatrox. So that's a
No,
fine
I
danger
think
ping.
Aatrox is a monster.
Yeah, that's a fine danger ping. But have it be a danger ping up here
All right.
when he's coming in. You let
Yeah,
him
Aatrox
get.
is 15. Aatrox is not
Yeah.
there. Hold on.
You let him get this far, too far before that danger ping came. And see, now he's already in. I'm gonna get hurt range. You should be autoing this dude because you're in auto range. So start pelting. It's not gonna do anything, right?
All right.
But any damage returned is damage
It's
that
better than
may
nothing.
matter later.
All right.
Okay, that's fine. Now definitely. Oh. Okay, she overdid it. So like right here, you're over fleeing. You're just as safe here as you are here. She doesn't have the she has her Q is down, her W is down, and her ult is down.
And she can't step forward.
And she can't
Well,
step
she shouldn't
forward.
step forward.
So you can shoot her and slow her so she's taking even more tower shots, and you can possibly even chase her this far and kill her by the time she gets to here before he can turn to do anything about you because he's already used all of his Qs and shit. But that's going to be cutting it close. Especially if Zen turns at the same time. She could be very much dead.
And Eve's
And he
in.
was turning.
She flashes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she would have been dead there if you had seen that a little quicker.
Jesus.
What is going on here, and can you
Why are you
ult
going
it?
in 1v5, dude?
You should go to bed. Because that's what you need to do. It is way too late for you to be awake. Super too late. Oh my lord. If your mom was still awake right now, I'd be in a lot of trouble. Turn that off and go to bed. Lay down with your head on the pillow. Go. Glad mom does not watch Lola YouTube. All right.
Oh,
I'm gonna
wanna
watch
rat
a
you
team
out.
fight and then I'm wrapping this up.
Yeah, no worries.
That was good. That was a good arrow.
Mm-hmm.
That was good
Again, if
vision.
I know
I
they're gonna be
wish I
engaged
could
for a
see the
while,
damn mini map.
yeah, that's a problem. I'll make sure the next one has it for sure.
Okay. As much as I love your taco overlay.
Oh, we can still have the taco overlay. We can get rid of the other one.
Oh, the one
We
that
can get rid of the
covers
map
mini
overlay
map.
for sure.
Okay. No. Keep shooting that one. Keep shooting that one. Turn on Ori. Turn on Ori. Move away from the ball. Good dodge. Now shoot. Okay. That was not poorly played. You did that fine.
She's gonna die
Didn't-
again. She's
Didn't
gonna
see you
die
do
again.
anything.
Too
Didn't see you
stupid.
do anything wrong.
I honestly expected to die against Ori in that tri-bush, to be honest.
She's 1-6. That's why you didn't.
Something I'm seeing from you is that it takes you about 7 to 8 seconds to buy whatever you're gonna buy at Fountain, right? And
Right.
then you're spending your recall time watching the rest of your team. Like, if you're gonna danger recall and not pay attention to the screen, like if you're gonna commit to the idea that you're safe, go ahead and pull up your item sheet by hitting the P button and spend that 7 or 8 seconds while you're recalling, figuring out what you're going to buy, so that all you have to do is click and move,
Right.
instead of recalling and then taking an extra 5 or 6 seconds. Because that's
I mean, I would be thinking of it like this. That's a bad habit that you're reinforcing, but you can easily turn that into a good habit. Wait until the last
Damn.
half second of your recall, pull up your menu,
Damn.
and already be thinking, I have this amount of money. This is the next thing I'm going to buy with that amount of money. Right? Because a lot of times I'll build an item and I'll know, like, to get each
Right.
of the
You
components,
need
I
1100 to finish the item. Yeah.
Right. And so if I look at my thing, I go, okay, I have 1600. All right, so I'm going to spend 1100 on this. What else am I going to spend the 500 gold on? Probably a longsword. What am I going to build out of that? Okay, I'm going to build this item next. Right, I'm going to get Last Whisper, or Executioner's Calling, or whatever. Cool. Done. Did you hit anybody with that ult?
I don't know.
You gotta stop firing those cross map ults. They
I think
so
they were mid
rarely
lane.
work
I think
out.
they were mid lane.
Okay. I'm just saying, they so rarely work out. But you're at the point in the game where it doesn't hurt too bad, even if you miss it, because your ult
Because
cooldown is like
my
40
cooldown's pretty
seconds.
low.
seconds.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
But you can fire one long ways down the map, like from a recall, like right now,
Right.
and do a lot of heat. Okay. Real quick, you are up against like Maokai, Zac, Aatrox, Lifesteal Vayne. Why have you not built Executioner's Calling yet?
I don't know. I think I just finished Bork
Yeah.
for the tanks.
I
Because
mean,
they got 3 tanks on their team.
They have 3 Lifesteal tanks on their team, or 3 health regen tanks on their team. Like,
So would have been better to forego completing the Bork and get the Executioner's Calling.
You want
Like,
to queue a couple
Executioner's
of them?
Calling costs $800. It's one of the best investments a person can make against certain team comps.
Right.
If 3 of 5 of them are somebody like Conqueror,
4 of 5 use
sorry.
life gain mechanics.
Right.
So,
but I
plus with
always
Conqueror,
understood
almost
that it's better
everybody
to,
uses it.
and I'm really bad at it, is not completing an item. And so I'm trying to complete items before I do partial items. I always get
No.
criticized for that.
It depends. I mean, you've got to be that's a rigid rule that you're setting up for yourself that's not optimal thinking. You want to be evolving. Like, sure, there's this generic rule of finish your items, but the exception to that is, how am I doing the most optimal damage? And this is what you need to realize, is that healing reduction is true damage, right? Like, if you reduce somebody's healing, armor doesn't affect that. You're cutting through all of that shit. Every bit of healing reduction that you apply to somebody who heals or would otherwise be healing is true damage. So think about that. Like, if you reduce somebody's healing to 35%, which I think is what Grievous Wounds, 35 or 40%, you're doing like an additional shit ton of true damage on them at a time when they need it to not be done the most.
Right,
Like,
just prevents them from healing. They just essentially don't.
Yeah,
They
dude,
do
I
have
do
a
that
limited
all the
healing
time.
effect.
Like, I'll be playing a game with Warwick, and I'll finish. I'll buy a Bramble vest and then start completing other items.
Right,
Because
I've been doing that
I just need Grievous Wounds.
with like Tryndamere. So some of my ADCs a little bit more often because, like you say, it is pretty cheap.
And the weird thing about Grievous Wounds is that, like, there's only 2 items that, well, I mean, except for the Morello. The Morello is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But the aside from that, there's only 2 other items that give you Grievous Wounds, and that's Bramble Vest and Executioner's Calling. Like, both of those build into other items that are typically much shittier. Like,
yeah.
that's one set of items that, like, the components are actually a better value than the complete.
You could sit on those instead of completing
Well,
the items.
Yes.
To be fair, Mortal Reminder does give you armor pin too.
It does, but I mean, for most point, like, that's not for me. I'm just saying, from a jungler standpoint, that's not something I typically
use
need.
your heal. Use your heal. You could have just saved Nautilus's life. You need to think of heal as a supportive summoner spell. That is like a pet peeve of mine when ADCs only hold heal for themselves.
He does. He gets really mad when you play a game with him, and it doesn't happen.
Well, that's because this is what happens to me. I end up being that Nautilus that easily could have lived. Like, watch this team fight and watch Nautilus. Okay? Okay, he gets pulled back. So you're doing great. You're still putting out consistent damage. That's wonderful. Okay, he gets sucked in. Now he needs an out. He's pulled back in. Now heal. Heal.
Yeah.
Heal. Heal. He lives there. Nobody could kill him if you had healed him there.
And he might actually get Zac because he's in auto range. He's not dead.
Yep.
Zac was 1 auto from death. But I think we've given you a lot.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't want to overwhelm you.
No, that's for sure.
I think the key takeaways are you need to figure out what lane you want to play, and then figure out what champ pool you want to play. And I'm also going to give you a hint. Like, I do a lot of like martial arts stuff with guys, and I also do coaching on League. Not as much as Blake, but I do enough. And one of the things that makes me not want to work with people is when they come to me and they ask me to invest time in them, and I take that time. And I'm not speaking for Blake, I'm just speaking for me. And then like 3 months later, they come back and they want me to invest more time in them and say, hey, I want to get better at fighting. I want to get better.
And they've done nothing.
And they have not done what I told them to do 3 months ago.
Right.
And in your case, it's going to be really bad. For League players, it's really bad because I can just OPGG. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the advice that we're giving you is going to be readily apparent whether or not you followed it or not.
Right.
So I would suggest following it. Like, you know, pick a lane. Okay. I don't care what it is.
Right.
And figure out in your heart what's more important, like the game being bored or stale. And I mean, like, I think that's also kind of bullshit, just because like you have so much to learn that any lane, sticking to just one lane, should be exciting for you. You just need people to help you realize what you're missing so that you have steps to make progress. Because right now,
I think like once you do start learning one lane, and you start dominating at it, it will fuel you to want to keep doing this. Right? Whereas
I'm feeling that way with Tryndamere right now. It seems to be flowing a little smoother with like when to E, when to trade, when to get the hell out.
I love Tryndamere and Iron. I love Tryndamere and Bronze. You want to know why I love it?
Because
Do
he
you
fucking
have
destroys them.
No, I don't give a shit about any of that. You can destroy with any champ because there is a ton of great information on that particular. I talked about this on the podcast like a month ago. Like, I love Tryndamere and low elo because they're more so than any champion. You have so many resources. You've got Fogged for the Win on Twitch.
Oh yeah, I
You've
watch
got
Fog all the time.
Exactly. Do you have the link to his guide that tells you how to handle these matchups, that tells you what to build, that tells you what to do? Like, you've got those resources available to you. I think Tryndamere top is a great way to climb.
Yeah.
I think you should focus less on splitting and more on early game kill pressure and winning lane and keeping your opponent out of CS. That's when I play Tryndamere. I played a few games with him the other day. I get more enjoyment out of that, freezing a lane and fucking somebody out of all their CS.
Yeah, denying them all the CS. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
do
then-
do that too. It's like, you're not
Yeah.
getting shit.
I mean, dude, if you got good at that, just winning lane in the early part of the game, like you'll climb. You'll climb.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's just
And like I said, the missed opportunities thing, don't really worry about that so much. I could point out 10,000 missed opportunities in every Iron game. Every single one.
Oh, for sure.
The only reason I'm pointing it out to you in this game every time I like see one that's particularly egregious is to say that there's stuff under every rock here. You know what I mean? Like, I just want you to be aware of like the amount of opportunity that exists.
Yeah,
right?
some of those opportunities I hadn't seen before. Now that you pointed them out, some of them I did see. It's like, I'm thinking bots. What's he going to do? And then, but some of the other ones I hadn't seen at all. So that makes a lot. That it does help a lot. So
and the other thing I will tell you is, have you watched the UNSW Law Society videos?
yeah, I watched the 3-hour ones and the 5-minute ones.
Okay, great.
I've watched them a couple times.
Okay, so that's good. I'd probably give those another watch on whatever lane you've got going on right now, just to like reinforce, because there's good stuff in there all the way through to Diamond. It's just necessary. So I'd rewatch those, and then the other thing is I would rewatch this video. It will be on YouTube, so you can watch this one on our channel,
All right.
and it's personalized to you, and it's damn near 2 hours long. It is 2 hours. Holy shit. So there you go. Like, watch this, pick it apart, live it again, and like, do not for a second, like, all the crap that goes through your head and through your mind about the stupid things that other people are doing.
Just flush
that
it.
may
Just
be
flush it.
accurate. Flush it all.
Just flush that shit every
But
3
also
seconds.
realize there's a ton of that you are doing that
Absolutely.
you need to be also flushing. Like, you
And
need
I'm
to
so
flush
distracted with
those
them,
habits.
it's not
Right.
allowing me to focus on me.
Correct.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that would be the number one thing I would tell you, is that attitude has to go. And then, because you are your own barrier right now. Like, the number one barrier to your progression is you. And
I totally agree with that.
And I don't, the whole pointing this thing out is just to make that apparent and to show you that, like, there are actual factual things that you can grasp onto and do better, and you will be out of iron literally in not a lot of time. Like, if you really devote your time to it, you could be out of iron in a month.
I could be, honestly, if I could stop major fucking tilting, I could be out by the end of next week. I got to be honest with you. But because I'm just, every game, I'm like, it's like, I mean, beyond everything else that's happening in the world and all the other crap, it's just, it's just a mindset. You got to.
Well, here's the issue that I have with that. Like, it goes to the way that I define tilt. Tilt is when your emotional state impairs or overrides your ability to make proper decisions and make logical decisions based on proper game logic, right? You can't be tilted if you're an iron, because you don't know what you don't know what you don't know. Does that make sense? Like, that's the issue, is like, sure, it gets emotional, but at the same time, I think iron players who say they're on tilt give themselves too much credit. we've got to get you to a point where you have a solid understanding of what optimal play looks like, and then you can have an emotional experience that
Right.
sort of
Because it's like,
takes that
okay,
down.
so I'm on tilt. I'm making more mistakes. Instead of making 2,000 mistakes, I made 2,020
Yeah,
mistakes.
that's probably the best way to say it.
Like, okay, cool. I mean, that's not going to matter. If you're at a point in the game where I make 100 mistakes, and due to my emotional mistake, I instead made 140, then tilt matters. You know, the only way that tilt matters in Iron is if you surrender. And by the way, you should never surrender a game in Iron. They're
Or
not over
bronze, or
until
probably
the
silver.
yeah, they're not over until the Nexus explodes. They're just
Yeah.
not. And just don't. Just take whenever somebody votes for surrender, just grab it and drag it to the edge of the
Drag
screen.
it off the screen so you never see it again.
Right. All right, man. Good luck.
All
Is
right,
there
thank you,
any other
sirs.
questions you have for us?
I'll have a lot more later when I learn them.
Sweet. All right, man. Good luck. Talk
All
to you
right, take
later.
care. Thanks, guys.
Mhm.
Later.